Okay, everybody. Mike's wearing a Star Wars shirt. Yes, Roberto. So if you can put a 1 in the chat if I sound good, if I'm too loud or too low, let me know. And if you see my screen that says GroovePages World Premiere, we've reinvented the drag and drop page and funnel builder. Put a 1 in the chat for us. Great, check. One's everybody's got it. Okay, appreciate it, everybody. So we're gonna jump right in. So let me do a little intro about me. I'm sure many of you on the call don't know who I am. So I've been doing marketing now since I bought my first domain in October of 2002. So that means we're coming up to 18 years that I've been doing this. I'm one of the people that have had a previous career. And so what that means is, like, if you look at the UFC, I'm one of the original UFC fighters that came in and they said, this guy's a karate guy. This guy is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu. This guy's a boxer. And if you remember, some guys used to walk in with boxing gloves. And this guy's a wrestler, right? So many of you today are considered internet marketers because the industry existed when you were 8 years old. And by the time it matured, it became your first job. You started out as an online entrepreneur, maybe with the exception of working, part-time at a supermarket or something like that. But in terms of a career, this is your career. So today you don't even hear anymore. They used to announce them as, this man is a karate fighter coming from here. Now they don't even do that anymore because everybody is a mixed martial artist. So me, I'm one of those guys that had the previous career. I was, even before the car business, I was one of these kids that was really excited about computing and computer programming and software. And that's going to be a little bit of the theme going on here today. So I got my Commodore 64 in 1983, and I wrote computer programs. I had right after that, an IBM XT computer with, it had the dual floppy disks, which was incredible at that time. And what's funny is, like, we have pictures that are megapixels, but back then we used the entire computer ran on 64 kilobytes. It's just amazing that we were even able to write anything in terms of code. But my dad used to play the same numbers in the lottery every single day. Every week on Wednesdays and Fridays was the lotteries in New York State, and he played $20 on Wednesday, $20 on Friday. And it was 2 games for $1 back then. So that meant he had to check 40 lottery tickets. And back in the 80s, that you didn't just give your ticket and they'd scan it and check if you won. You literally had to circle everything. Some of you might remember it yourself, or remember your parents having to literally circle the lottery tickets and watch it on TV. And so there was no internet. You didn't get your information. You had to stay up. So my dad would get out of the dealership, get home around 10 o'clock. He'd turn on the television and would give the different numbers. He'd put his reading glasses on, just like I had here. You saw me with my glasses, and he'd start circling the numbers. And by the time he made it through 3 or 4 tickets, he fell asleep with all the tickets in his hand. We used to joke, we could have been millionaires and we wouldn't know it because he never checked the tickets, ever. We used to have a stack of tickets that just went unchecked. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to write a computer program that does this and checks his tickets, because he played the same numbers every week. So I put them into a data file, blah, 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 blah. The numbers would come out. I'd put them in, and it would check the winning number against those numbers. Not that big of a deal right now. Back then, revolutionary. So revolutionary that I called Lottery Players magazine in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And as I'm putting in the ad, I'm reading the ad, and that's how you did it back then. You called it in over the phone. And the person on the other end of the phone says to me, wait a second, are you saying you have developed a computer program that can check the winning numbers, and you've done it for all 50 states and all the different lotteries? I said, yes, that's what I want to advertise. And he says, well, I'm the owner of this magazine. Where are you? I said, I'm in Long Island, New York. He says, it's about a 3-hour drive. Would you like to come out here and show me the software? I show him the software. I'm with my dad. He talks to my dad, and he negotiates buying the software from me for $25,000. Talk about a light bulb moment about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. The only problem was, this was 1985, and I was just starting college. I went to New York Institute of Technology for a couple of years, studied computer science. I learned to code in machine language and Cobalt and Pascal and BASIC and binary and all of these different things that don't even matter today. In fact, I couldn't even write a line of computer code to save my life, but that's the way my brain works. Very, very good student in trigonometry, math, geometry, and all those different types of things. I just love things. Get me a whiteboard, and I love that stuff. So I'm in New York Institute of Technology, but back in the 80s, like, what was I going to go do as a computer programmer? Right? It wasn't easy to become an entrepreneur. Not everybody had a computer. There wasn't iPhones. It was just a completely different time. The internet had not even come out yet. So my dad was a car man. My brother was a car man. And I actually dropped out of school after 2.5 years, and I went into the car business because I was getting married at the time, and you know, my brother was making about $50,000 a year, which pretty much equates to almost $100,000 a year today selling cars. And at that time, I was working, you know, minimum wage in the supermarket was $3.35 an hour, and I was making about $5.75 an hour part-time. So I decided I'm going to leave the part-time school and part-time supermarket. I'm going to go full-time and start a career because I was getting married. So that sent me off onto a different journey where by the time it was done, I was running the second largest Hyundai dealership in the United States and the largest Toyota dealership in the Northeast region of the United States. And what I learned there was salesmanship and building rapport and understanding people and the psychology of a sale and urgency and scarcity and social proof and authority and all these things that when I got online in October of 2002, well, very quickly, I saw myself as a software developer that wanted to create software for online marketers. And I wanted to use the marketing skills that I've learned in the car business to help me achieve that. So there's a clear distinction with me and many other marketers out there. Many people say, Mike, you're an internet marketer, or quote unquote, Mike, you're a legendary or godfather internet marketer. You've been around for so long doing this. And Mike said $7 million launches. We've actually done over 20, or we stopped counting at 20 7-figure launches that we've done, you know, in 2002. It's literally, you know, close to 1.5 per year since 2006 on average. So with that in mind, I want you to just look at the lens of everything I'm about to go through with you, that I'm a software developer that is really, really good at marketing. I'm not a marketing guy that stumbled upon a software and then said, I'm going to market this thing down your throat, but I don't really understand the complexities of software and what happens when those types of projects scale. Okay, so having said that, some of the things that I've developed over the years, I was the second person in the world of our industry to do a $1 million launch. The first was John Reese, as Mike Long said. He did that in August of 2004. And then he wrote a report called One Man, One Product, 1 Million, One Day. And he spoke about this guy in the report called Jeff Walker. This preceded the product launch formula. In fact, he encouraged Jeff Walker to create the product launch formula for the way that he had consulted Mike Long and John Reese on that project. And John said that $1 million launch, which Mike planted the seed in his head, by the way, was something to be equated to Roger Bannister breaking the 4-minute mile. Up until then, it had never been done before, and people didn't think that it could be done. Since that happened, it's happened over and over and over and over and over again. And I was the second person to do it, but I read that report on August 31st of 2004. He did it in August of 2004, and I read it August 31st of 2004. That inspired me so much that I went out and I purchased the domain for my $1 million launch called Butterfly Marketing. And you can go to whois.com and check butterflymarketing.com, and you can see that it was purchased on August 31st of 2004. And then it took me till January 31st of 2006 to launch that $1 million project. It took me 15 months to get that done. And I remember after that, people wanted to speak with me on stage. Armin Morin called me up to speak at the big seminar. And they introduced me as an overnight success. And I remember saying, I laughed, shook my head when I was being brought up. I've been marketing since 2002, and I've been doing this stuff since, the car business since 1990, and programming since 1985. And suddenly people are saying I'm an overnight success. It just cracked me up. I had a different understanding of what that meaning is. They see you as an overnight success. It's all that hard work and preparation that plays off. And I hope that it inspires you. But since then, some of the software that we've created was pay.com. You see it right here on the screen. That was ended up being sold. Again, that was a shopping cart back in the day. There's really no product that we hadn't done that wasn't software. Before Butterfly Marketing, I set my name with a software called PowerLink Generator and Viral Friend Generator, then Butterfly Marketing, then Pay.com. A couple of softwares we're not even putting in here, but Deal Guardian, which ended up becoming Kartra. Evergreen Business System was the first large-scale automated webinar platform, and then we rewrote that as EverWebinar. Webinar Jam was a software that I co-founded. It became the second largest webinar platform in the world. We created GrooveKart recently to compete with Shopify, and now we're working on our biggest and boldest project yet. So 30 minutes into the call, I'm going to speed up for you folks here so that we can get into the meat of this, maybe another 5 minutes here on the slides. And I'm going to talk about GroovePages, and then a little bit later, I'm going to talk about how it fits into something a little bit bigger called GrooveFunnels. So we're coming out with GrooveFunnels, and permission for you all to be a little bit bold in my statements. I feel that I've somebody, please, Andrew Folk says. So I'm going to ask everybody, can I make a bold statement? Do I deserve the right, put a 1 in the chat, if I deserve the right to stand up at the plate and point to the outfield like Babe Ruth? Would you allow me to do that? Okay, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thanks, Dave. Apple, Pryor, Barber, Kirby, LaJohnson, and now everybody hears the name coming out. I can't keep up with you, Rick, and so on. Absolutely. Okay, so let's do it. Full download. Here we go. When we launched Webinar Jam, we realized that we were going up against GoToWebinar, and to get everybody's attention in the marketplace was going to be difficult. But that company, by the time I sold it, had 35,000 people in just under 3 years. 35,000 people. 45,000 people have gone into that software today. That's quite an incredible journey. It's half the amount of people that are in ClickFunnels, and we know how big ClickFunnels is as a brand. So there's very, very few things that we set out to do, and I talk about that when we set out to do something, I know people don't pay attention because the claim is so bold. And you're going to be part of this journey today. I hope you can make it. I promise I'm going to move quickly here for you. The claim that we're going to make is so bold. Only why? Because when I read that report, John Reese said, I hope this inspires you to do $1 million day. I bought the damn domain that day, and I was the second person to do $1 million launch in this industry. I am a software guy. We have the best developers in the world. I know how, with my team, to develop something that nobody can compete with. So type in the chat if you've been doing marketing and you remember the #1 page builder out there that everybody was using, WordPress, back in 2010. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. And okay, remember all the different themes? Yep. Okay, let's keep it going. Who remembers using, if you go back that far, using Optimized Press? TJ Wheeler's still on it, okay, yep, many of you putting in, Andrew, Chuck, Lahana putting 1s in for Optimized Press. Chuck, do you remember how big Optimized Press was? You thought that it'd be impossible for them to ever be taken on by anybody else. And then suddenly overnight, do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if you were a customer of Leadpages and you abandoned Optimized Press. You said Leadpages. This looks like the future. Boom. Andrew Folk says, yes, that was me. All right. So do you remember when Russell came out with ClickFunnels? Dave M says 1 as well. When Russell Brunson came out with ClickFunnels, Russell's a very, very dear friend of mine, by the way. It's very important to say, to let you know that this is not a competitor to ClickFunnels. I've already developed a project like this that was in the work, and it's out there right now, and it's called Kartra, and it's basically my first child. But as many of you people know, partnerships are like marriages, and they don't always work out, even though you can have a love for someone, basically, quote unquote, in a marriage, sleeping in the same bed with them and living with them daily doesn't always work out, but you can still have a love with them. So my previous company that did Webinar Jam, EverWebinar, and Kartra, mommy and daddy, it was time to get a divorce, and they kept the kids, right? I got a buyout, basically. So that's a company with a shopping cart, an affiliate program, a mailing system, a page builder, a membership site platform, and a video platform that's already out there. So I'm basically just getting remarried and having another kid, right? I want you to look at it that way. I don't want you to think, oh my goodness, Mike sees ClickFunnels success and him and his company are going after that. No, we started building that project in 2011, and some very unfortunate things had happened with my former partner passing away, and certainly I left. But believe me, we felt that was going to be our big competitor. But I had to take a 2-year non-compete and start again. And the beautiful thing about starting again is that it lets you always say, if I was going to do this over again, what would I do different? And we'll talk about that in a minute. So when Russell came out with ClickFunnels, everybody said he's crazy if he thinks he can take on lead pages. And within 6 months, Russell only had about 1,500 users on his system, and he was getting crushed by ClickFunnels. But he had a USP. It did drag and drop, and ClickFunnels didn't, lead pages didn't. And today, there's one company in town, and it's called ClickFunnels. And lead pages, they're there. They've got a successful company. But frankly, what Russell did to them is he basically nexted them. He became the next leader. And then there's something that needs to be done to stay on top. Steve Jobs spoke about it. It's called Innovator's Dilemma. And in order to stay on top, you need to innovate. And I just feel that the competition hasn't innovated. I feel that they've gotten more complex. They've made some promises about firing your web developers and all those different things, and it's just not quite as easy as it's promised. It's affordable. We'll get into some more of those things. So here's my big bold thing. Kelly, you talk about Convertri, great product platform. We are the best, bar none. There's nothing that's going to compare to us. People that use ClickFunnels, Convertri, Kartra, Infusionsoft, more than one way to skin a cat. But the bottom line is this. What I'm going to show you today is better, faster, easy to use, more affordable, has more features, and will be something you can build your platform on. Because why? I am not a marketer. I'm a software developer. We surround ourselves with the best people. We've already put $200,000 in the last year into just the user interface, We've put over $1.5 million into the software in the last 12 months with developments, and boy, is it going to show, and we're going to see that real quick. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing an actual demo. So to wrap this thing up, here's my big bold statement. In about 2 years, the same way everybody was using Stealth Seminar, and I launched EverWebinar, and I was at a mastermind, and I spoke about EverWebinar and why it was the best thing in the world. The second I got off the stage, I sat at a table, and they were doing a round table about automating your business, and the person next to me said, so what we do is we're doing our Facebook ads, and then our Facebook ads get people to register for a Stealth Seminar. And they looked over at me, they go, Mike, I apologize, I know your stuff is good, but we're using Stealth. I said, hey, no problem. 6 months later, that same mastermind, everybody at the table, some people didn't even know I owned the software. All they were saying was EverWebinar, EverWebinar, EverWebinar. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of Webinar Jam and EverWebinar as well. And you can putting all those ones are coming in. Thank you, Kelly, Dave, Arthur, Barbara, etc. We build software that people can't compete with. Our prices, our value, our user interface is the best. I hope that's going to come through. Those are my bold statements. I appreciate you giving me the permission to say that. So this is something in the industry, it's known as the trailblazer effect. So when people go out and they blaze a trail, maybe optimize press and different things like that, they're literally chopping down the trees, and it takes them a long time to be Lewis and Clark and go from the East Coast to the West Coast. But then after that, you have the wagon trains, and then they put gravel down, and then they put roads, and after the roads, they build a bypass and an interstate, and it's, the trail was first blazed by people, and then after that, it becomes something else. To give you an example, if people say, how in the world do you think you're going to be able to take on a company like ClickFunnels? We need to do it 3 ways. We need to have a better product, check. We need to have better value, we'll get into that, check. And number 3, we need word of mouth and marketing. Don't bet on us against marketing, and our software, the word of mouth is going to get out there. So if you look at the first social media site that existed, it was a site called Friendster. In fact, that's why Napster became a company, because of Friendster. I'm sorry, Friendster took the name Stir because of Napster. After Friendster, they reached a total of about 400,000 people. That's it, and they were huge. MySpace never even reached 500,000 people. It took Facebook 6 years to reach 1 billion people. Instagram did it in 3.5 years. WhatsApp did it in 2 years. TikTok did it in 8 months. That's a trailblazer effect. We don't have to worry about educating the marketplace. You're one funnel away or anything like that. We're going to have a better product, and and we're going to support it the proper way and keep growing on it and growing on it. In fact, as you know, ClickFunnels deprecated their Actionetics and Backpack, and they said, hey, we're not a software company that wants to focus on anything else other than the page builder. Perhaps we'll go out and buy other companies, they said. So new companies no longer can use ClickFunnels anymore for email or their affiliate program. So when you use ClickFunnels, you do have to go out and buy Zendesk, Kajabi, or something for your membership platform, or Thinkific. You need to use Wistia for your video hosting. You need something like Samcart or Infusionsoft to do your selling of your products. And then you have to go out and get something like MailChimp or Actionetics. And being that basically, they had a plan for you to pay $2.99 a month, they would upsell you into the entire suite of products. Well, when they deprecated those products, they basically said, well, we still want to get $2.99 from a customer, so what is our upsell path? So what they've done is they've taken the $99 plan, and they've literally chopped off all of the things that you get. You get one custom domain. Oh, you have a second site you want to add? Move up to the $2.99 plan. We're going to limit you on bandwidth, images, all these different things. So essentially, the only path to ClickFunnels right now, if you have multiple brands, is $2.99, and they wrap it up something very, very good called, like, I forget what it's called, ClickFunnels University or ClickFunnels Academy or something like that, and they give you some training, and kudos for them. But what I'm going to show you is that we're going to be releasing a platform that has a page builder. It has the world's best email platform with tagging and everything like that. It will have your ability to sell your products and do affiliate program better than anybody else. It'll have a membership platform, and it will have a video hosting platform like Wistia. And we're going to do all that for $99 a month. But for you folks today, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make one payment and own it for life. I'm letting the cat out of the bag. So if somebody were to tell you earlier in the day, 4 or 5 years ago, get on a webinar with Russell Brunson, and he's going to give you an opportunity to get his software for a one-time payment. And on top of that, you're going to get Zendesk and Kajabi and Wistia and Infusionsoft and all the other things that need to run your business included for a one-time payment for life. I think you'd be very, very interested. So then the only thing left is for us to talk about what it is and why it's better and show you a demo. So let's move on forward. Okay, so next, I'm going to take a little sip here, checking the questions. Let me see what we're seeing here. I'm going to take a sip, be right back. All right. Kelly says, oh my God, we're going way back. Some of you guys are saying some things I won't make public, but yeah, I agree with you on that, some of the stuff about the other software. Do we include the equivalent of a copywriting software? We're gonna have training, don't worry folks. Okay, wow, I gotta have it, let's see it. Okay, let's move on. So, we've created a cutting edge drag and drop landing page builder. I'm gonna move quick through these things because I think you really wanna see it in action. But some of this stuff is gonna talk about what makes us different. We're also a website builder, meaning you can do your full navigation. I'm going to demo that. You can do your full pages and navigation and everything along those lines as well. So it's not just a page builder. And on top of that, it's a high converting, money making marketing funnel builder. All right. So it is the only platform in the world that allows you to do your landing pages, your marketing funnels, and build professionally designed branded websites for your actual brand. All right. So let's talk about how we got here. I'm going to walk us through the terrible place of page builders and how we got here today. So basically, as we said, back when WordPress came out, we thought it was cool, but what made WordPress cool was also its downfall. It had all of these clunky, complicated themes and plugins, and you had to host it on your own website, and you bought one plugin or one theme, and they conflicted with each other, and it was just a nightmare. Those of you that are using WordPress right now know exactly what I'm talking about, because it's the only thing that allows you to have a branded website until now. And if you want to talk about all the plugins and everything like that, I'm going to address all that stuff next. But let's move on. Let's get back into the DeLorean. Let's move on now off of WordPress and go into 2014, right? 2014, the page and the funnel builders were all the rage, but they came with hefty monthly fees along with it. And not only that, they have become overly complex. And they used to make a promise that you can fire your web designer and the person that does your funnels. The question that I get all the time at every mastermind is, hey, do you have a good guy to build funnels? And I say to myself, whatever happened to this thing about we're going to make it so easy that you can build your own funnels. So suddenly this easy to use software, you still now have to pay people to create what's in your mind. Type a 1 in the chat for me if you have ever thought, if I could just have somebody go build my funnels for me, I could focus on the other stuff. So there you go. Armin says 1, Sherilyn says 1, Andrew says 1, Check says 1, right? So if we're promised something that's easy to use, it should be more than just about adding text on a page and dragging and dropping. When you hit save page and you get to a dashboard, now you say to yourself, how the hell do I make all this work? That's where understanding software and UI works. Creating a drag and drop page and funnel builder, folks, is easy. That's the easiest part of the job. All right, so next, after the page builders, there are some website companies out there that actually build websites like Wix and Squarespace, but let's face it, all right, you don't get to make money with a pretty site. You just get to tell all of your friends that you have a pretty site. In fact, I do not know of maybe more than 2 marketers in 15 years of doing this that are making money with Wix or Squarespace. I have a friend, she's doing yoga. And you know what? Good for her. I see her posting on Facebook, and it's her new love and everything like that. But she's using Squarespace. And one day I'll probably call her and say, "Hey, I'm not going to mention her name. Here's our software. Why don't you use it? You're a friend of Michelle's. It hurts me not to see you on a platform that can actually get you leads and get on our training calls and actually learn marketing." So, what does that mean? There's never been a platform that can do it all. What does that mean by doing it all? It needs to be easy to use. It needs to be affordable. It needs to be a full suite of products, and it needs to not only create websites, but pages and funnels that also convert leads, visitors into leads, and your leads into customers. So welcome to the future, right? This is GroovePages. With GroovePages, you will now have a platform that is fun and easy to use, affordable, fast loading, and I'm going to talk about that. It's one of the biggest questions in our Q&A. What makes us different? Why do our pages load fast? In case I forget later, I'm basically going to tell you this. Your page on ClickFunnels does not exist in the world. That means if ClickFunnels goes down for 10 minutes or 3 minutes or 30 seconds, and you try to call that page, your site won't load. But why is that? Why is that important? What that means is that when you type your URL in, it puts a call to ClickBank, and it's calling the database, and it's building the page for each new buyer, each new visitor, saying, okay, column, row, logo goes here, video over here, boop, 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 and it loads the entire page. through a database. And that's why people talk about page and load times. Our pages, you can go to any one of our pages of any of our users and actually type in the suffix at the end of it, .html, and we actually have an actual HTML page on the server. That means if our site went down, or I'm joking, right? Our servers blew up, or we went out of business and we said, screw it, we don't feel like waking up today and paying our server bill. I'm just making an example here, right? That would never happen. Well, what does that mean? That means that your HTML page is actually published and hosted on Amazon's cloud, and we use CloudFront to help disperse all that stuff, and it's on the best servers that Amazon can provide us. And that means, what is a .html file? It's the same thing on your computer known as a .txt file. It's loading characters, raw characters, and these things load in, I'm going to be a little hyperbolic here, like in a billionth of a second, right? But really they load in milliseconds, right? Divided by a thousandth of a second. You're not calling our database. In fact, we could go down, your pages will still load. We have an actual file hosted on the server. In fact, we have two features I'm going to show you later. One is called save, one is called publish. If you're working on your page that's already live in ClickFunnels and you're trying something new and you've got 6 hours of work that you're doing, you're scared of two things. Number one, your battery dying or your computer crashing, or you get a blackout. Because if you don't hit the save button, your work is gone. But if you do hit the save button, it publishes it. And now people are seeing your page that you're trying to figure out, do you like this color, the background, or whatever. With ours, you save your work, it has auto save, and then you hit publish anytime you're ready. So we're also SEO friendly. And
yeah, Mike,
more than being
on this point, just super quickly, this SEO friendly aspect and what Mike is about to get into, I'm going to let him cover this, mobile friendly. But I've been talking to for years, we've wanted something that built pages, that built sites, that was also, of course, we're the, I don't know, the kings of SEO. We're certainly amazing when it comes to SEO, GMB, and everything like that. And one of the big hindrances is, a lot of times people are using WordPress because it's more SEO friendly than, say, a ClickFunnels or something like that. But nothing is more SEO friendly than what Mike is saying, which is just being clean code. That's it. And it builds mobile first. So this is a huge distinction. And
Mike, the reason that is, the latest initiative. The latest initiative right now is called mobile first indexing, and it is a damn nightmare for anybody out there in the world. Basically, Google went, and what Google does, everybody follows. It's going to be Yahoo, Bing, everything. And everybody's using a Chrome browser, and it's going to affect your page load times, and it's going to affect your pay-per-click ads and all of these different things, and your SEO rankings. Oh, you didn't go to mobile first indexing? Well, you're not with the program. And what mobile first indexing is saying, that Google is going to show your visitors and everything in the search engine how it appears on a mobile device, not a desktop device. And that means pages need to be designed for mobile and desktop, but it also affects the way, we're the only page builder in the world that does this. And I'm going to show you this in just a minute, why it's so important. But on top of that, we do not use an external framework when we publish. We publish in 3 beautiful web standard codes called HTML with CSS and the latest JavaScript framework called Vue.js. But we export only HTML and CSS. So we're not using a framework like Bootstrap, which is 11 years old, which everybody else is out there. Our developers said we want to reinvent the page builder, Mike. So we have every SEO tag, H1. There's literally nothing that can be done.
You can tag your images
on a website. Yeah, we can all tag our images. So folks, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag how you can buy this, because I know some of you, nobody said it yet, but some of you blocked out an hour and you're like, is there going to be a replay? How do I get this? There's something in sales called when your price is not the objection, lead with the price. When your price is the reason they should be buying, even more, lead with the price. If price is the objection and I'm doing something for $5,000, right? Then I need to get you on a webinar, answer every question, and then build a huge Ron Popeil value stack. But wait, there's more. You also get this, and then I got to drop $5,000 on you and give you payment plans and everything like that. So right now, if you have to bounce, You can get everything we're talking about. You just go to one with the number one, onedaysale.com. The number one, not O-N-E, onedaysale.com. Don't go there now. Let me finish this if you don't have to go, but for those of you that might be panicking, what happens with this special here that we're doing that might expire and I need to go pick up my kids? Onedaysale.com you get GroovePages for a one-time payment of $497 for life. You'll never make another payment to us ever again. I'm going to talk in a few minutes about GrooveFunnels. It's basically an additional payment. You get the entire suite. But all right, and Mike, I've never done that on a webinar before.
Mind blown moment for people right now. This is again, it's extraordinary what you're doing, and I want to thank you. I mean, this is continue on, but this is.
All right, thank you. So moving on to what we were talking about, mobile friendly and all these different things, the way our pages load, we're easy to use, mobile indexing first. There's just nothing that's going to be able to compete with us with ease of use and Google loving you, and your pages will convert and they will load fast. You want to list everything you want in a page builder, check, we've got them. So with that said, I'm going to click here. With GroovePages, you'll now have a platform that's made for designers. Well, did we skip one? Let me see. Yeah, made for designers. Hell no. Now I'll talk about if you are a designer, why you will love this because of our under the hood features. But who is it made for? It's made for beginners that want results, loaded with ready for you with hundreds of high converting drag and drop blocks and templates. So we're going to talk about what are the differences between blocks and why ClickFunnels doesn't have that and we do, and why that makes us better. It's made for marketers that want conversions. That's why we built this software. So what we're building, if you need to pay for everybody else, you're going to pay. I'm putting $3,500 a year, and if you think that I'm being heavy there, oh, that's crazy, Mike. I know you just said $497, but well, ClickFunnels, like I said, is $299 a month. That's $3,600 a year. And we haven't spoken about all the other things about selling your products, having an affiliate program, having a membership site, and we are going to have, I didn't even mention it, a live webinar platform and an automated webinar platform built in. Okay, so that means that the webinar gem, the EverWebinar component from my previous company, we're not treating like a separate company. That will be built in as well. So you get expertly designed templates. And why do I say that? Because I looked at the guy that was brought up on stage 2 years ago at ClickFunnels, and he won the ClickFunnels Independent Design of the Year Award, #1 guy in the ClickFunnels marketplace for designs. So I contacted him. I said, hey, how's business? He says, good. Some months good, some months bad. I can go sometimes 6-8 weeks without a client. So I'm trying to build some funnels in the marketplace to supplement my income. I said, would you want a full-time contract? Mike, with you? Absolutely. Hired him on the spot. But before I said that, I said, what separates you as a designer? Are you good with Photoshop? Are you good with CSS? Why do you call yourself a designer? Do you like clean design? All these things I'm throwing out. And he says, Mike, absolutely not. He says, I'm a student of conversions. I like to design landing pages that convert. That's why I won the ClickFunnels Award. So he's on our team now for the last year. We've got about, 75 templates that we haven't even released yet, but I'm going to show you some stuff. But we have blocks, landing pages. You'll have conversion funnels, webinar funnels, killer brand websites, split testing, countdown timers, email and webinar integration. So here's the question, so you don't have to ask it. Mike, does it integrate with X? Yes. Zapier, ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, GetResponse, SendLane, you name it. Go to webinar, Jam, everything. Thinkific, if there's a webinar or membership platform out there, it will integrate with it. And if it doesn't, within 60 or 90 days after the time we launch, it'll have it. Okay, so yes, it has all that. Does it have royalty-free images for search? Yes, you have all that. It allows you to do things faster and easier than ever before, creating better looking websites. In fact, we have something I'm going to demo for you called layout mockups. Basically, it allows you to work with the layout of the site, so you don't have to focus on things like colors, text, and images, and all these different things where you say, I like that layout, but I don't like that woman or that man, or the fact that the image is a chimpanzee, or the background color is blue and I'm trying to keep a red site. So you just drag in these layout mockups, and then you can go in and either one click change the entire theme or motif of the entire site. And that's not here yet. That'll be coming in after we launch, within 90 days. Or just go in and manually change each section yourself, right? Now, if you're a design geek, our expert mode allows you to do any single thing that is possible on a website can be done. There's literally no limit for anything that can be done on a website with our platform. And we're going to show you that. You want to hit the expert mode, and on the right side of your page, a Photoshop palette with about 13 different drop downs for dashed code, only on the top, only on the bottom, all 4. Add a shadow, you name it. You want to turn a square into a circle. You want to make a button go from yellow to hollow, or padding, everything, literally in the use of what it would be like a Photoshop panel. I don't use it. I like my easy mode that we have. But if I want to go in there and do a little ninja, and if this scares you, good, and that means you're not a designer. And if this doesn't scare you, good, that means you're a designer. You want to click on an element and inject your own CSS? Well, it's easier than you can actually believe. So the way we've designed our user interface is to help you create pixel perfect and font perfect uniform designs, okay, that are going to convert better than anything. But we do limit you on what you can do by saying we want it to be impossible to create ugly Frankenstein design sites. And what does that mean? That means that if we give you a button, you can put it into a row and a column, and then you can move it to the left, to the right, to the middle, to the top, the center, or the bottom. There are some platforms out there, guys, this is a line of code. That's all it is. It's a line of code that has what's known as absolute positioning, which means you can grab that button and literally move it around your screen and put it anywhere you want. We have to protect everybody from themselves, including me. If you have something that's moving off of positions like left, right, and center, right, and up, center, up, middle, and bottom of a particular grid, well, literally what you can create is, this isn't creating a Photoshop design on a sneaker. This is creating a web page, and you want things to be in rows and columns. And if you put button under an image, it needs to be in one place: left justified, right justified, or centered. Type 1 in the chat, folks, if all of that makes sense, right? That you want us to protect you from grabbing an image and getting it off of center, and you don't even know where the center is, right? 1, triple 1s from Barbara. Tracy Palmer puts a 1, Apple Pryor says 1. Okay, great, we're on the same page. So this slide here says GroovePages post demo beta. What does that mean? Why am I saying post demo? We're pretty much out of beta right now. Back in April, we did a backer project, and we raised $1 million on a Kickstarter to develop this software. That's why we've been able to do what took me 7 years to do in my prior company. We've raised the money. I'm living on a shoestring budget right now. You wouldn't even believe. Jokingly, I have 1 car right now, and since me and Michelle work from home, instead of going out and buying a Lexus or a Mercedes or something like that, I'm like, nah, put it all into the software, keep my salary low in the company. We don't take distributions in the company for an entire year. We're all working on salary, and then from there, we when it became beta ready, we changed it from a backer project to, hey, get lifetime access now and become a beta tester. Well, guess what? We're getting ready to launch. We're closing down the beta tester program. We no longer need beta testers, and that means we're taking away the lifetime offer. It's going away. It will be the best deal in the world at $99 a month, and you get the entire suite of projects. And if you don't want to pay the $497 today, or the option that I'll explain for the entire suite, no problem, come back, pay the $99 a month. If you like the fact that you never have to make us another payment again, you'll get in today on the beta deal, and you'll never make another payment to us again, but we are closing that. So before I do the demo, Mike, I'm gonna hit the men's room, do a little bio break, and if you can take over and just talk about everything that we've gotten to here. Folks, when I come back in about 90 seconds, we are going to show you the actual software. Go ahead, Mike, thanks.
All right, great. I want to share a comment that we got from Sherilyn Colby. I actually put this out in the chat. She said, Julie Sloan from ClickFunnels had said that some big competitors were coming for ClickFunnels, but this is incredible. So glad to be here. Yeah, this is one of those situations where my arms dealer status in the online money getting world is putting you really in a tremendous position. The registration page that you used to sign up for this webinar, which you can find on omgfunnels.com, is coded in this GrooveFunnels format. Obviously, it's a beautiful page. I've used this same exact funnel to run up $1.5 million in sales in the last, maybe 2 months, maybe 2-3 months time. So that's, again, with the new funnels, OMG was 50 million, but it wasn't like 50 million, in 90 days. So we're back with Mike. Mike, I wanted to point out, I shared this comment from Sherilyn Colby. She said, Julie Sloan had said some big competitors were coming for ClickFunnels, but this is incredible. So glad to be here. It's a great comment.
Yeah. So let me tell you this. There's a model out there called the Dan Kennedy model, okay, or the Ascension model. Basically says you bring a customer up and you walk them through an Ascension funnel, and I have no problem with that. In fact, I've used it, myself. But many times over the years, I've worked with a partner or someone that says, "Hey, do you want to start a $25,000 mastermind?" And I'll say, "Why?" Well, because fill in the blank guru has one. And I'm going to use a name because I'm going to give this person credit. Brendan Bouchard has a $35,000 mastermind. And he works really hard on that mastermind. I think it's a fantastic mastermind. There's a couple of other good ones out there. There's another Dan Sullivan. I really like what Joe Polish is doing. And my answer is, I'm a software guy. I want to put my everything into my software, and then I want to create free training. I want to create $2,000 courses and give them away for free, because the smarter they get, the better they're going to like my software. Andy Jenkins, my former partner, the late great Andy Jenkins, he believed the same thing. We had 3 webinar courses. One mini course called the 5 Laws of a Successful Webinar. Another one called Webinar University. Then we had Webinar Control, and we had Webinar Genesis. It's actually 4. And we gave that stuff away for free, because we felt if we made you better at a webinar, then you're going to use our software longer and keep paying monthly. So remember I said earlier, the theme of this is that I'm a software person. So with us, we have something called Groove Digital Academy. All of our training is free. We've made our Facebook free. You don't even have to pay to get our software to get into our Facebook group. In fact, we're now making Groove Digital Academy free. So if you want to join our Facebook group, just go to Groove Digital Facebook. Go to Facebook and do a search for Groove Digital Official Group. Oh, and I forgot my camera's on. You guys are seeing me like not knowing what I'm like when my camera's off. Hello. So what that means is we've decided that, yeah, we're going to give you access to everything. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Well, you might see us demoing our software and want to buy it, right? So why not give our training for free? We're not here to sell courses anymore, even though those are great, but it's not who we are. So getting back to having a 25K mastermind, I think that there's cases out there where you see there's 25K masterminds where people are like, well, because that's the model. So you end up, maybe your spouse is a lawyer or a doctor, and things are very good, and maybe even you are yourself, and maybe writing a check for 25 grand a year isn't that hard, but you're really there to learn. And what you find out when you go to these masterminds is you're just in a room with the guru and 75 other people that just had the ability to pay $25,000. So to me, those aren't necessarily masterminds. The masterminds that I'm in, I don't pay for. I find my peers that are at my level, slightly higher, slightly below, and we create free masterminds. That to me is what Napoleon Hill meant about a mastermind. He never said that JP Morgan should go out to different people and say, pay me 25 grand a year to learn banking. That's my model. It's my philosophy. I'm not poo-pooing anybody else that does it, but I want to let you know that when you come with us, our training is going to be free. Why? We're software developers first that know how to do marketing really well. We're not marketers that want to get you to buy our software and then move you through an ascension model. Okay, I hope that's clear. I think it's very important for me to say I'm not beating up on any other models. In fact, I encourage you to learn and understand the ascension model. And if you're an infopreneur and you're selling content, you want to bring people up. But we're software people. So my job is to make sure that I make you feel good about being part of a software rather than being part of something between, maybe a tribe or a cult or anything like that, where it's I'll use these names like Empower Network back in the day. I really didn't like what I saw when I went to those events. It was scary. We want you to just love our software, and we're going to train you how to use it. So let's move on. Is my screen still being shared?
Yes, it is, Mike. Your screen is still being shared.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move, let me see how we do this. So share screen, where did that go? I want to change my screen here, and it's pretty easy before. Okay, I think it's this one. So I just shut it off, right? Let me click that button again, and it's not, okay, I'm gonna have to demo to my left, which is a little difficult for me. Can somebody show me how I can change my screen? I have 3 screens. Donna, any idea?
Yeah,
so you're
if
trying to
you stop sharing and then go to share again,
Okay.
there's an option under show screen that will let you choose which screen.
Yeah, there's a drop down right now. It says probably main screen, Mike, and then when you select that, it'll give you.
Okay, so let me tell you what I see. I see an orange arrow, a green microphone, a FaceTime webcam.
To the right of
Next to the orange arrow, do you see a gray bar that says sharing?
Next to the orange arrow?
Yep. To the right of the orange arrow, a gray bar that says sharing, and it has one of those little
drop down
triangle icons that lets you open the panel.
It says sharing, then below that is dashboard, below that is attendees, below that is audio.
Oh yeah, no, I see audio, webcam, polls, handouts, chat, questions. Oh, I see it. It's way up at the top. Got it. All right, you guys are great. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Don.
All right, so show.
That was Donna Fox, who's
screen.
with Mike's team.
Okay, okay, we're all good. We are all good. Let me get this over here. And now you guys, let me know if you're seeing what looks like a help desk portal. At least I know we're on the right screen. Okay. All right, everybody ready? Let's jump in and show GroovePages. All right, so right here is where you're going to switch through. Just remember, we're launching in June, so even this right here, we're not focusing quite on this stuff right now. Okay, but you will see GroovePages, GrooveSell, which is GrooveSell and Groove Affiliate. We're going to demo that today. GrooveMail, GrooveMember, GrooveVideo, Webinar Groove for live webinars, Webinar Groove for automated webinars, and then later we'll be adding Groove Desk, built-in help desk software. That's literally going to be 2021, and then and we'll have Groove Calendar, and here's just GrooveKart. That's our existing Shopify competitor. All right, but let's just stay with GroovePages for right now. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to click and I'm going to create a new site. All right, and I'm going to jump in here with, let's pull one of these templates here. I'm just going to grab this one here. I'm just going to click and select this e-commerce template. Now, remember, I said we're going to have 3 different versions of different things for you. We're going to have something called a landing page, or an entire brand website, which has your About Us page, social media, contact us, and all those different things. And then you're going to have funnels, and you're going to be able to organize all of those different things. In fact, let me just log into Zeppelin here and show you how we're going to be doing those funnels, right? So what you're seeing right now is you have, we chose our templates, right? So then you also have what we call blocks, right? So those are things where if you would want to just drag something in, for instance, like this, you just drag it in, which ClickFunnels doesn't have, okay? So I'm going to delete that. We don't need that. But so a block in the terms of the hierarchy is within the page we have the ability, if you want a pre-designed, a footer, well, you can put a different footer. These were the wireframes that I was talking about. You go over to, footers, alphabetical here, F. We have all of these different footers. If I want this really beefy one over here, right, I would just drag it over like this down at the bottom, and I would get rid of this particular one like that. And I would now maybe give it, a color of like, let's say I wanted the background. Remember I told you before the export mode, we have all these different things. Let's give it like a blue background, like a dark blue. I'm not going to go too nuts here, but you get the point. I can go here and I can change the text to white, etc. So it looks different. So these are things that with ClickFunnels, if you like template A, but there's something you like in template B, you can't mix and match. We take everything that when we create a site, we also make blocks out of all of those different things, so that if you want to use any of them later to just drag in, you say, hey, I need a checkout section here, or I need a pricing table, right? Like, what's a pricing table, right? Well, a pricing table is something like one of these things. I might want to put a pricing table right there, just like that. Well, there's my pricing table. You follow what I'm saying? If you want to maybe add like a testimonial block, you would go over to testimonials and just drag over, we call this like a hero testimonial here, right above the pricing, and then below it, I want my, my 3 different people. We're gonna, just pop that right underneath, right? And any of these sections, everything has a drag handle. You can move things up and down, on top of different sections and so on and so forth. Okay, so we just swapped out everything. Like the buttons has a drag handle, text, every little thing. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. There's nothing revolutionary about drag and drop. But if we did want to move the button above this little text here, we have what's known as a shadow image, so that exactly where everything is dropping. Okay, but let's move on to what we were talking about before. I was going to show you how this side panel is going to say templates, because right now we have it in the pages. You grab a template here, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. We've already explained that we have blocks, what blocks are. Elements are things that go inside of blocks. So I may want to drag things like a button, a YouTube video, right? Let's see, let's put a YouTube video right here. I would just drag it and put it right here, so to speak, right? So these are elements. We have things that every page builder in the world out there wishes they had, that I'll demo a little bit later, like accordions and sliders and all these different things. Yes, you can integrate with the different things out there, like MailChimp and ActiveCampaign. Any custom embed you want to do, you can drop. You want to add a progress bar somewhere, you simply just put your progress bar over here. Everything has something that you can just go and click configure, and I want this progress bar to be at 25%. So I put my text here at 25, and I put the percentage at 25, and just like that, you're at 25%. That's helping people walk through checkouts. There's so many of these things. I really don't have the time for it today, but I'm going to do my best to show you as much as we can. What I wanted to show you here, this is where our UI UX designer goes in and builds things. So let's take a look at like how they some of the different templates, for example, that we have here. We have a template that might just be like for a SaaS company. So this is going to be in there. I'm showing you what's working on like right now. So this is something that he designs, and then we basically import it into GroovePages. So we're going to have gorgeous pages that look like that. But what if we want to have a brand website? Well, remember I said there's your funnel should look one way, but your brand, your .com, should look a little bit different. Well, we're going to have things that will be for lawyers, real estate agents, local marketers, plumbers. Mike, I know this excites you for the agency model for local businesses. There's so much stuff I could go on for 10 minutes. I'm not going to. Let's talk about a designer that knows how to design things for conversion. Isn't this gorgeous? Don't you want to click in here and start working on the text and dragging and dropping, right? So this is an example of a template. We'll look at one more. This might be like your one pager, your about you, like who is Mike Filsame? And I'll show you how you change the color pictures in here like this. If these templates look pretty cool to you, Jennifer says beautiful. Put a 1 in the chat that you like the direction that we're going, that we're going to give you conversion type pages, one pages, funnels, websites, everything. In fact, that's the hardest thing, right?
Crisp and modern, Mike. They look crisp and modern. Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I think you can tell a ClickFunnels page. They got these big fat buttons. In fact, I want to show you guys something. Mike said something. Now, Mike, can I be 100% honest here? Would that be okay with my feelings on this page? This page, Mike happens to love. And I created this page because Mike told me to create this. Mike told me that, Mike, this is my funnel. Can you create this in GroovePages? So I had to go outside of our funnels because Mike said, I want it to look like this. Does this look a little familiar, right? You have 3 people here. You have 3 people here. Underneath that, you have, call to action. This is ClickFunnels, right? This is Mike's logo over here. I said, you know what? I'm going to make that logo a little bit smaller. And this text over here, I'm going to make a button. Mike really likes this headline like this. I said, okay, if he likes it like that, I'm going to snazz it up a little bit, right? So I don't, and Mike, please, I'm just trying to make a point here to people. I don't want you to necessarily think that this page is a template in GroovePages, like it or not. What I want you to know is that Mike said, this is what I created in ClickFunnels. Can you make it for me in GroovePages? And I said, okay, I actually have webinar templates, but if you want me to use yours, I'm going to do it. And put a 1 in the chat if you like the one that came out on GroovePages better than the one that was designed in ClickFunnels. Let's see what you guys are saying. Barbara, 1. Yeah, okay. 1 from Apple, Barbara, and okay. So my point is, this is not one of our templates. What I did is I dragged blocks over. I literally went in and I dragged a testimonial block like this, and I went in and I changed the background color to dark blue like this. I changed the text. I'm not going to do it on all. I think you get the point. I just have to do it multiple times, right? Whatever, I'm doing it now. So let's just, make them white. You get it, right? So, and then what was the next thing that I did? I had to upload the photos. All right. So I click on a photo and I click on configure and I choose an image and I grab an image from my library or upload one and I click update, and just like that. Okay, you see how easy this is? If ClickFunnels didn't have the testimonial block for you, there's nothing you could do. You'd have to make it yourself. Ours has that. But moving on to what I was showing you over here before, what we're going to be doing when it comes to, oh, this is new. Some of these are new, but we don't have time to, for me to gaga over some of these different things. Let me look at, I believe it would be this. This is our UI expert designing. This is him like designing all those different blocks. I went into the wrong one. So I think it's the UI guide. So remember I told you we spent $200,000 developing this software? We didn't just grab a WordPress or a theme forest theme. This is him saying this is what the blocks look like when they're collapsed. This was before the software was built. This over here was how this template stuff. This right here is a software where a designer goes in and designs the layout. This is absolutely gorgeous. We didn't go in and just say, let's get a theme for $49 from Theme Forest and make it look like a user admin. We actually have somebody that developed for Uber, for the app back in the day, not the current one, and he's a UI expert. We found him from Silicon Valley. So moving on, going on to how the funnels are going to look. This stuff is being done right now. So you're going to, let's see, click here, and you can see this is going to say elements, blocks. This is going to say change it from from pages to brand websites. Over here, you're going to have something called funnels, okay? And this tells you that you have a funnel called free mini course, Facebook offering, or whatever, right? And then when you click on one of these things to expand, you will then see every page in your funnel, and then you could click the dots and see how they are converting. Talk about intuitive. You want to add a new page to your funnel, you click plus, and unlike ClickFunnels, our funnels are going to be themed. What ClickFunnels does is it says, oh, you want to create a product launch funnel? Well, you need video 1, and then it shows you every template. You need video 2, you need a VSL page, you need a thank you page, and it shows you every template. And those templates were not necessarily designed to work with each other. They don't have a theme. They don't have a motif. as it's known in the car industry, and many other industries. You want a funnel for webinars or for a book funnel? Well, every single page is going to be designed that when they land on the upsell page, the thank you page, they're all going to look the same. So moving on here, you want to add a new funnel. It's going to tell you, okay, here's a VSL funnel, a webinar funnel, a contact us, et cetera, et cetera. And this particular one has 3 pages. This has 4 pages. If you click on this icon that says expand pages, it's going to do something like this and show you every single page that's in the funnel. Now, this is a mock-up, and these pages actually don't look like they belong together, but I want you to know that the landing page, the VSL, and the thank you, when they're actually grouped, will all be together. So this is going to be probably live in about 2 to 3 weeks, the funnel portion. But right now, let me get rid of some of these ugly little demos that I was doing here just for now, just so that we have the actual template that I loaded. And I want to show you something here. Let's build out our brand website, okay? So remember, we're going to have something here that says funnels, and this is going to be called brand website. And the way that it's going to work is, unlike ClickFunnels, you're just going to come in, and this entire thing here is going to be called a project. And if you were to publish this to www.mikefilsame.com, once you would never go and create another project site with mikefilsame.com. If you click publish, it's going to overwrite anything else. In fact, it'll tell you, warning, you're already using mikefilsame.com. Using this will overwrite everything. So the way that we do it is we say, well, there's only 3 things that you can really have at your site. One is your brand website, where people see the navigation. Number 2 are your funnels, and number 3 is your blog. And I didn't even tell you that we're going to have a built-in blogging platform on this, so that you don't even have to use WordPress anymore. You'll be able to choose one of our themes, go in, make a post, hit save. Like, it's just as easy as writing an email. You'll have a headline, and you'll use our page builder to drag an element or an image, and we're gonna have a full blogging platform. That's gonna be coming in the fall, maybe even in Christmas. We're working on getting the page builder, nearly perfect. And as I said, we're out of beta now. So let's add some pages to this website. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just going to add a navigation onto this page. Now, I can do it a couple of different ways. I can add a navigation bar. So let's do that. I'm going to add one that already has navigation, but I need to delete this one now. But just to show you, if I wanted to add a navigation anywhere, I would go into my elements. If I have an existing block, and I just find, and all this stuff is going to be collapsed as well, because we're adding too many of these, so they're gonna work more like this. It'll say countdown timers, and you'll expand, and that's about a week away. So I'm looking for navigation. So let's see here, custom embed. Oh, here it is, navigation. So I would just drag the navigation like right into this section here, just like that, and now I have a navigation section. But I decided to grab a block that already had one. So let's delete this little one that I did here. And you notice there's no navigation because I don't have any pages. So check this out. Let's talk about some pages that we need. Well, we need to have, I'm just going to choose different things here, even though it's an upsell, whatever. I'm just dragging templates. Let's call this one our About Us page. Oops, I don't need to do that. I just call it About Us. I hit check. And let's add another page here. We'll call this the Contact Us page, and this is gonna be how we tell people to contact us. And let's add another page. We'll call this Support. Just choose this one, and we'll rename that Support. And we're gonna add 3 more pages, just so you can see. Okay, and you're noticing our pages are now adding, this is actually here, not, this is an external link, but so we have the e-commerce is our home. If I wanted to configure this, I would go to my menu. Bear with me a second, let me just see here. External links, pages, that's the name of my home page. I'll get to that in just a minute. Let's add some more pages. Let's add a social media page. And let's just say this particular one here was my social media. Let's rename that social media. Okay, and the URLs are page 2, page 3. If I want to actually change that URL to say about us, then I go into the edit portion here and I say that I actually want this page to be called about us, just like that. Not very easy in ClickFunnels. This is where we add our page title for SEO, custom CSS, Google tracking, OG stuff. We're not going to get into that, but it's everything that you'd want in a page exactly where you'd want it. So now we're going to add one final thing, two final things. We're going to add our upsell page. All right, let's actually use an upsell template here. Let's use this upsell. And we're going to call this an upsell. Okay, and let's create a thank you page for, maybe after they opt in or whatever the case may be. So let's see if we have something called a thank you. Here's an opt-in. I could use that before. Let's just grab this thank you page right here. We'll click select, and then we're done with this part here. But I'm doing this for a reason, because if we go up here, we have a little bit of a problem now. By creating all these pages, I might want this home page not to say ecom. Bear with me a second. I'm going to change this to home. Okay, so as you see, I actually have my upsell and my thank you page here. Well, I don't want them showing, navigating. So see, I have something called hidden pages. Well, I'm just going to drag those. I'm going to hide that out of the navigation. Notice it disappeared. Watch the thank you page disappear as well. Just like that. It's no longer there. And the other thing is I don't want my social media page here. That's really under the About Us. So I'm going to drag the social media page under the About Us, and watch on the screen on the navigation when I release. Watch the drop down show up. Just like that, it created a drop down for us. In fact, I don't even like the About Us being second. I want Contact Us going first. So I can switch the navigation just like this. In fact, I even made a mistake. The support is external. I don't want to build a page for that. So I'm going to delete this, but how do I add the support to my page? Well, I simply go to this menu here, and you see I can style it, change the fonts, and I click configure. And over here, I might want to have an external link. How many do I want? I just need one, and I want to call that support. But that actually goes to my third-party help desk over here called support.grooveapp. So I'm going to now take that URL. I can now link it to one of the other pages in the site, a block, a pop-up, but I want a third-party URL. So I'm just going to go like this, and I want that to open in a new tab. I click update, and just like that, I've got a third-party link. Now, here's the only thing is, on my upsell page over here, if I had let's do it on the thank you page. On my thank you page, I might want to have a navigation bar. So what do? I go to my blocks and I get a navigation bar and I pop it over just like this, right? And of course, folks, if I want to change my logo, I go to the configure portion and I choose an image and I grab my GroovePages logo and Groove Digital, and I just go like that, right? Yeah, it's very easy. It's easy as you can imagine. Now, the only thing is, I may not want this on my thank you page. So what I do on this particular page is I click on the menu and I want to exclude a page, and I can click the pages that I want to exclude. So let's exclude the About Us page and the Contact Us page, and I click update, and now the only thing that shows on here is home. And again, if I wanted to add an external link for support, I think you get the picture. I just go like that. So the point that I'm making here for you folks is that this is something that allows you to create a brand website very, very easily. Let's talk about the page builder. Number one, what can we do with fonts? Well, I can double click here, make it nice and easy, or I can go here and I can click edit the styles over here. This is out of the expert mode, and it just gives you the basic stuff. I want to change the font. I want to change the size, like this, nice. You can actually see it working. I just want to change the font color to red. This will be horrible looking, right? Just like that. But I can hit undo on anything that I don't want. Okay. Furthermore, you have all the things that you would expect from like Microsoft Word, right? You want to change a strike through in the pricing, you've got that. I'm not going to go nuts here, folks. This is nothing revolutionary, but I want you to know, yes, you can do everything that you want. But take a look at the stuff that you can do here. We have text. You can do everything: letter spacing, line height, font weights, different colors, drag and drop the size, easy to see. You want to change the background of any column or anything like that. Let's actually do that. Let me show you this background. I'm going to use a wireframe to demonstrate this. Let's choose a cover, and I'm going to just drag this in right here. Okay. Now I can change this background a couple of different ways. And notice over here, folks, this is something designers will like, but we actually give you what's known as a dome tree, so you can move all the way up. So let's choose something a little more complex. Sometimes you ever notice, type a 1 in the chat, if you're ever hovering in ClickFunnels and you're getting something that's happening like this, and you're fighting over these different things that are, and you're seeing yellow, red, and then you click and it's like, it grabbed the text and not the button. So people are putting 1s in the chat there, right? So what we do is when you click and you isolate something like this, the hover no longer will work. Okay, that means you've isolated. If you close here, now you're in hover mode, and we only have it show after you're on there for about a half a second so that it's not constantly lighting up. But if you accidentally click on the wrong one, we have this little up arrow, and it shows you in gray what is the parent frame to this. And you click the up arrow, and now you're in this element. And here, if you move the up arrow, you can go up, or I can just click here. And so I can move all the way up through what's known as the dome tree and work my way all the way to the top block if I'm having problems isolating something, or I can just click on something and just get it. But sometimes you want to know exactly where you are. You can either click here and go to the block, but I know to go to the block, I just click out of everything and I go here. Sometimes you click and you actually select an inner block. So I think you get my point. So now, if I want to change the background color of this, well, I simply do that by changing the background color like this, right? Of course, I can change the font color, but let's go back and get rid of that, and let's add an image. So, Mike, give me something cool, a topic: Ferraris, bikes, Vegas, housing, something. Chime in here and give me something cool for an image to actually add.
Yeah, I was just at the Rolls-Royce dealership, so I love your idea. I was taking a picture of a pretty Ferrari, and I know you're a car guy, so let's do that.
All right. Ferrari, Ferrari. I'm going to hit enter. And look at that. We get all these different Ferraris. So I'm going to choose this particular one right here. I think that's pretty badass. So all these images are royalty free. 5 years ago, folks, this would be, incredible for me to show you that you've got royalty free images. I think you come, to expect that. So I simply say, okay, that's cool. I select, and just like that, I now have, I now have this Ferrari as my cover image. The only thing is my text, I can maybe make this white, but it's really hard to see that, right? So what do we do? How do I fix this here? Well, what I can do now is I can instead go to the image, the background here that we just had. Actually, that's the blocks background. And it tells me a little dot here, the green dot, saying, hey, you've made a change to the default style. There's something changed here. And I go to the color, and I can add an overlay. Let's do something like red, because that's the Ferrari theme here. And I'll just choose one of these reds here. And I've now either got an image or I've got a background color. Which is it? Well, we have this little transparency thing that I can do here, and now I can see what I can do here. I can put some opacity. I can go full image or full color. So I can make a little bit of a background like this that makes it a little easy to read. Personally, I think if we change the background color to a blue, it might actually be better. And I could do something like that. Mike, does that look gorgeous? Like that. So let me try to talk about what else we've got here, right? I can drag in, we can add.
Mike, we're getting such great feedback from people on this. This is great.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to move on here. We've got things like I can do what we call spacing. All the, like for instance, let's say I want this, a little bit closer. Could we make this any easier than adding padding like that? Let's go to a page that actually has a button here. I want to show you something cool. Let's go to our main page. Here's a button. Now check this out. Mike, you tell me, Mike, I want the Belcher button. I say, what the hell is a Belcher button? You say, what? You don't know? That's one of the highest converting buttons of all time. It's a square button that's yellow and has black text. And I say, okay, well, we go to the text and we make it black. Okay, cool. Now we go to the button color and we make it yellow, and we'll choose a yellow. And if you want any particular color, guys, I click right here and I've got the billion color slider and I can paste in any code, of course, right? But if I want to use a standard color, or what's a web color, I do that. And Mike, you told me that the font should be maybe a little bit bold right in the button. Okay, well, I dropped the wrong one. Let's make it a little bit thicker. You like that? And you don't like that it's round. All right, well, that's the borders, right? I can take the borders here and we can go fully round, or we can do the Steve Jobs, right? Remember, he used to say he didn't like fully square corners. That's why all the iPhone apps are slightly rounded. Or you might want it fully square, right? Let's put a little round corner on it. Okay, now we've got our Belcher button. And now I've got to go design this one. Who the hell wants to do that, right? I could clone this button and drag it over, or what I can do, folks, check this out. I go to a global style here, and I'm going to create a new style. And I'm going to call this the Belcher button. I'm going to click a check mark, and we're done. And I now go to this button over here, and I click on it, and instead of restyling that, I just drop down and I go Belcher button, and just like that, it just did the entire button for me. And now I could do that for anything, a testimonial that has a certain drop shadow or something. Do you like that feature? Is that pretty cool? So we have sizing, right? That's where where you want the size of this particular column. We're not going to get into all that, but it's basically everything. And remember, I'm in expert mode. And if your designer wants to go into a particular element and drop custom CSS in, he pastes the CSS, gives it a name, and anything from CSS can be done here. So what can you do with a button? Well, you can put the text here, and then you could say it goes to a page, it goes to another block, like rolls down, it goes to URL, it goes to a pop-up. So let's create a pop-up real quick. I create a pop-up. What kind of pop-up do I want? I want an exit pop-up, right? So there's a standard pop-up, an entry pop-up, or an exit pop-up. I'm actually going to call it a button pop-up here for main block. I'm just giving it a name, right? Okay. So what page? I want it on the home page or all pages, or I can select pages. You take one of our designs. Let's just grab this one. I'm going to click on it. I can now go in and change the backgrounds. Obviously, we'll have pre-made ones for you. If I want to work on the countdown timer here, I can say that it's a daily, or it counts down for 10 minutes, from 10 minutes to 0, or it resets every day, or I need it to go, when is our launch starting? It starts on March 18th, 19th at let's say midnight or whatever, right? And we click OK. Very gorgeous, easy to use. I click update. I get a real-time countdown timer that's going to start right here. Or we can drag in one of the pre-styled ones, but you get it. And I'm going to click save and exit. I'm now going to link this button right here by clicking configure to what? To my pop-up. Which pop-up? The one that I named button for main block. I hit save. We're done up here. I want to show you something over here. I'm going to click on revisions. And look at this. It's been saving my work for me every 5 minutes for me. Isn't that fantastic? But I can save it or I can publish it. And what's good is I can save it and it doesn't go live. I might be testing something, but I don't want the world to see it while I'm working. Can't do that with ClickFunnels. Check this out.
Mike, we had an instance right before we launched Alex Engine where the sales letter, the entire sales letter literally got erased. In ClickFunnels, they only allow 5 revisions. And just in our panic to figure out where the sales letter went, we deleted all the other revisions. And if I hadn't had a copy of the sales letter pulled up in cache on my computer, we would have been completely screwed. This is hours before our launch. And
yeah,
this is real world stuff that comes up.
Yeah, so Mike, there's a couple of other things. Number one, we let you export the site, which I don't know if others do, but we certainly do. That if you're like, hey, I just want to host this on my own website in case you guys are never around again, or whatever the case is. As we said, we have the revisions. You could preview them and then click use this version if you're happy with that. But let's actually preview this website. Okay, so I'm going to generate the preview, and I'm going to click order now, and we shall get that pop-up. There you go, just like that. I mean, nothing revolutionary. I mean, we get all that. Couple of other things I want to talk about here. We give you the code of any single block that you click on. So if you want to go into the code, I don't recommend it. We even say, hey, this could change your site. But there are some of you guys that are design geeks. I think you get it. You're happy. If you want to see the entire site code, nobody else lets you do this. And guys, you can see this is not a framework. This is what we're publishing to the web. So when you actually load an actual web page like OMG funnels, this page, see how fast that loaded? Why did it take a little time to load? Because this is YouTube. These are called like, external pages. But if I refresh to here, it loaded in a second. If I refresh here with the video, you notice we're loading before it could even get the YouTube video, right? So we just, friggin' load really, really fast. So, of course, we have the mobile indexing and all that different stuff. You can design your page how it's going to look for mobile, right? So you can say to yourself, let me give you an example. See how this looks like this here, this font? But on mobile, I might not want this on 3 lines. So I simply go over to here and I drag this down a little bit, and now I made it look good on a mobile, but I didn't upset what it looks like here. In fact, I can move all the way up the dome tree and say, let's see how it looks on a tablet vertical. On a tablet vertical, I want that a little bit bigger. I want it like that. But look, I didn't mess up the mobile. Now, how do I want it to look on a tablet horizontal? Oh, the image now comes over here. I've got to make that actually go smaller. So I'm going to make it look like that on 2 lines. It's actually a smaller font than it is here. And then we go, how does it look like on a laptop? Well, let's take our text weight and let's go fully 2 lines right here. I might even want to center this on the laptop like that. And let's see how it looks on the desktop. Oh, okay, cool. So now I have a different look for a mobile, a vertical tablet, a horizontal tablet, a laptop, and a desktop. Folks, that's called mobile first indexing. The way that we give the priority to the mobile device, but you can up in greater than this many pixels. This is what happens. And as you can see, we've got little green buttons. Look, I know this might sound a little complex, but let me just ask this question. Put a 1 in the chat if you absolutely love the fact that it's that easy to design your website for each device. Winning, people are putting there 1, 1, 1. You guys are blowing it up. Oh, let me show you something else that's cool. Check this out. Oh my goodness, how did I almost forget this? Let's go to a wireframe. I'm going to look for something here. Just bear with me if we have one. Looking. Let's see. Let me use a. Let's see if the features have it. Okay, I'm going to use a wireframe because I believe I saw one of them here. Let me look at all of them. Okay, this is the perfect example. So look at this. When you have something like this here, and what do I mean? We have in the elements, I can drag over a desktop, a Mac laptop, a tablet, vertical tablet, a phone, or an iWatch. But here's a particular one's an iPhone. I simply click here, and if I want to add an image in there, I'm just going to use the Ferrari, if you don't mind, because it was there, right? And let's just pop that in, hit select, and just like that, I've got the Ferrari on my laptop. So, man, I wish I had time to go over everything. I think I'm going to wrap this up here. But to show you that yes, you can integrate checkouts and integrate with GrooveCell and all those different things. I'm trying to think what. If you want to put your site settings here for. Yeah, I'll finish for 30 seconds and I'm done. You want to add your favicon to your site? It's never been easier. Somebody tells you, I need you to put this on the header of every page of your website. You do it here, your body, your bottom. This is what happens when somebody, it's called your social share. If you've ever noticed when you type a URL in Skype or in iMessage or in Facebook, it you can control by uploading an image and the text that you wanted to show, the preview, as opposed to it saying grabbing this headline and this image. So that's controlled here. Now, over here, this on the page, if I click here, of course you've got clone and all that stuff. If I go here, this is where I put my SEO page title, SEO meta keywords, meta description, custom CSS for the page, the header tags like Google Analytics, Facebook code, the body code if you need to paste something that says paste this in the body, or at the footer, or what's known as a bottom body, etc. So I think, Mike, at this point, I'd be talking about stuff that I think people get. I do want to just mention one more thing, Mike. How does it integrate with this or that? We're constantly adding integrations. By the time we launch this thing fully to the public, you'll see integrations, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, blah, 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 blah. Another 10 are slated, and then there's going to be integrations with Kajabi and Thinkific, et cetera, et cetera. But Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you. I know you've probably seen some people say, and then I'm going to tell people how they can buy this, and then I'm going to talk about the suite of projects if they want the entire suite, and we'll talk about GrooveSell, GrooveMail, and everything like that.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about one aspect. So one of the things that you talked to me about, and I know this is still in the works, but where you'll be able to take a page. Let's say I have a client. You mentioned we love clients. Let's say we have a client and they're stuck on Squarespace. They love the look of their site, but we really want them on your platform, SEO and for everything else like that.
So when we go live, we are coming. Okay, so understand, guys. My partner, Matt Nouse, I know him because he wrote Kartra pages. We found him. He had a framework. We tried to buy it. He said, no, hire me for $8,000 a month. Give me a 2-year contract, and I will help you develop the software. And he did. And after 2 years, he went and he created a clone to Kartra pages, which we're giving away, basically free. But it was, PageStead was a thing, and we basically, I'll explain the story. I call him and I say, hey, I'm looking to do something. Would you want to be a partner with me and my partners and do something called GroovePages, which is now GrooveFunnels? It's the entire suite. And Matt says, yeah. And then I said, we were talking, and I said, oh, so you weren't with with Kartra? He says, no, Mike, I left after 2 years. I said, who replaced you? He goes, oh, the guy, even better than me. His name is Finn. I said, oh, cool. Is he still working with Kartra? He says, yeah. I said, oh, all right. By sheer luck, he tells me Finn reached out to him and says his 2-year contract with Kartra ended, and he was looking for any ideas. And I said, how much is he? I don't want to name the price, but this guy's expensive and worth it. We have the best developers in the world. He was even better than the first guy. So he came on to the team, and the two of them were working on the framework that did Kartra pages, and they came up and they said, Mike, this is 11-year-old technology like everybody else that's out there. It's on Bootstrap. There's new things out there with mobile first indexing, new ways to publish pages. Vue.js is a JavaScript framework. Let's lead the world here. And I said, guys, this is going to cost money. We're halfway through another framework. They said, but we don't have the pride for this. We want to do it the right way. They convinced me. I said, it's going to cost money. We did a Kickstarter. We raised $1 million, and that's why we've been able to build this beautiful platform. And because of that, we have the world's best guys, and we built a team just as good as them, around this. And now, Mike, you were asking me about importing funnels. So I've got bad news and I've got good news. You will not be able to import any funnel from ClickFunnels or Lead Pages or your blog or WordPress or anything like that. I apologize. And I got a little smile on my face because I'm playing with you guys. We will not go into integrations and have you add ClickFunnels and then integrate your funnels. We did something better because we have basically, let me just see here if I can go through the Dome tree and get it. We have this thing here called spacing and this layout mode. And this layout mode, I'm not going to get into it right now, but it's an open source project called Flexbox, which basically builds not the elements but the layout mode, and that's this stuff here. Okay, this stuff where you want to bring in these different layers of 3 columns, 4 columns, add a column, or you want pre-made layouts here, adding, let's say, 5 blocks over here like this so that you can basically design whatever is your heart's desire. This is something called Flexbox. So Mike, to answer your question, the reason why I went on this long journey to talk about Flexbox and these incredible guys and the latest framework is the technology that we've created allows us to, you can type in any URL in the entire world, from the current homepage at CNN, the current homepage at Huffington Post, or Fox News, if I can be fair to everybody, or any current page that you have at ClickFunnels. Click preview or go to the current website. Go to Theme Forest and look at a theme and say, I like this page. Click it, it'll import it into your site. Go to Lead Pages, Wix, Squarespace, Optimized Press, the ClickFunnels Marketplace, and what you're going to do is you're going to type in a URL and we will import the page. However, we will import all of the text as lorem ipsum. Everybody cool with that? Because what's on a page is copyright. The layout of a page is not copyright. The text and the images may not be royalty free. We want to protect you. Number 2, these images, they're going to come in and they're going to look like this. They're going to look something like, whoops, full, like that. And this is going to say lorem ipsum, right? We want to protect other people's intellectual property, but the layout of a site, the color of a site cannot be copyrighted. The text, the images, we don't want to get you guys in trouble. Something might not be royalty free. You may not have the right to use it. That person may have paid Getty Images. You didn't. You can get a $3,000 fine. So we're going to import the exact layout. We might have a little text box that says, I am the owner of this website. In other words, if you can show that maybe you're the owner of the website, we're going to come up with that. We may allow you to just import everything, right? Out of fairness, we want to protect people. So somebody just said, woohoo, I'm so excited. This is huge, legendary. Harris Lejona says, wow, this is huge. So yes, we don't have to worry about how does it work with Lead Pages. You'll just put a URL and click import. And because of Flexbox, we can say this is a block with this type of layout. The background is this. There's 3 things in the navigation. Now, will the countdown timer work? No, because we're not going to import their JavaScript. We're going to import their HTML and CSS. But we will know it's a countdown timer, and you'll just go in and click it. We'll be able to click where the buttons go. Or are we going to be able to import the pop-ups and those functionalities? Yes or no. Let's just say no for right now. And I think you guys are cool with that. You can just import or redo a pop-up or anything like that. But for the most part, that answers a huge question there, Mike, is you can pull anything in.
This has so many, just what you explained is can't live without functionality. And this is, I will tell you what it is. I began this webinar by saying, I do not wake up in the middle of the morning and say, oh my God, I made $50 million on a previous platform profit. I absolutely have to shift my platform because it's a new day. No, I love to use something that's 10 years old. Mike knows that my membership software is DLGuard from the 1970s or something like that. I have no problem with something that just works. But the problem is Mike has twisted all of our arms in this way by creating, what did he do? His background led him do this. What led to this? His design team, that he had the clout to pull these people in, that he had the clout to put together $1 million Kickstarter, that he had the clout to put together that beta test. And you guys are getting to cut to the front of all of that work. All of that work. You don't even have to go through the beta test. So I really got to break my arm patting myself on the back for bringing you guys Mike Filsaime. Mike, tip of the cap to you.
Mike, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm going to skip to the final sale slide, and then I'm going to demo it because I know some people have to go. But here's the deal. If you've got any questions and we don't answer them, go to support.grooveapps.com and we can answer your questions. Okay. So what is the deal? Right now, it's $497. You'll make one payment. You'll never make another payment again to us for what we just showed you. GroovePages, lifetime access, go to one-day sale. That is going to bring you to a page that looks like this, one-day sale. That looks like this. There's a little video here. You don't have to watch it. It's basically me saying, hey, we're in beta. If you're the type of person that wants a perfect product, don't buy now, come back at $99 a month. If you're the type of person that says, hell yeah, I'm excited, let me play with this thing, let me give you some feedback, and I like the fact that I'll never make another payment again, this is for you. You simply click this button and you walk through and you buy the product by going through our checkout page. Okay, now number two, when you're done with this, there's going to be an upsell. Have you ever been on a webinar where they walk you through the upsell process before you buy? Don't hate me for having an upsell, folks. We're marketers. We all do this. The only thing we can ask for is transparency, okay?
Yeah, very unusual. I love it.
All right. And why am I doing this? Because some of you may say, well, look, I love my MailChimp. I'm already baked into Zendesk. I got all my content on Thinkific, and I mail through MailChimp. And Mike, I love that you're doing another project, but really all I like is the page builder like you have with ClickFunnels, and $497 is enough for me. Now, for those of you that want to know about the entire suite, we have the next page after you buy. Look at this, page was built on GroovePages. Look at that. My progress bar here, you can basically see I've just dragged over little things, right? You can now see how pages get built. Okay, here's a video of me. You don't have to watch it. It's me on a whiteboard talking about everything I'm going to basically show you right now, but it's basically this. You can get a GrooveSell, which I'm going to demo for you, for nothing today, and just one more additional payment of $497. So GroovePages is $497. If you want to add just the shopping cart to sell your products and affiliates, you click this button. You won't pay anything additional, and you'll have a second payment of $497 in 30 days. Okay? And then your other option, by the way, 68% of our people take this. It's our best performing upsell of all time. You've just purchased GroovePages and you want this option. You pay nothing additional today. I'm not going to break your bank. It's still $497 today. And then 2 additional payments of $497, but they don't start for 30 days. So what does that mean? You'd pay us $497 today, $497 in 30 days, and your final payment of $497 in 60 days. You'll be paid up in full before we even go live June 15th. That will give you access to GroovePages. Now, let me talk about GroovePages that's going to change that won't affect you. We will, at a certain time, upgrade to agency for more money. Limit you on number of domains, like 3 domains, 5 domains. You will have unlimited domains, unlimited images, unlimited hosting, unlimited everything, unlimited templates, unlimited. If we add something to GroovePages, anything, it will be yours. You will never, ever, ever pay again. If I make a mistake and accidentally say, here's a template pack, and we're charging for it, you come to us, and if there's no buy button, and if there's only a buy button, it doesn't show, we're going to release it to all of the backers and the beta testers. That's our promise to you. Okay. It will also include GrooveSell and Groove Affiliate and every feature that we add. We're giving you Groove Mail. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. This is at the bottom. Groove Mail, Webinar Groove for live and automated webinars, Groove Video, which is like a built-in Wistia, Groove Member, a help desk, so you don't need Zendesk, built-in calendar support if you run a gym or you want to do classes where people can do different classes, and Groove Survey. And man, I got to be very, very careful about leaking this, but we're doing something ClickFunnels never did. We are going to do a world-class $30,000 a month integration to get this thing ready by July. I'm going to say it once and I'm not going to say it again because I don't want to leak the bag out, but I want to let you know. We're doing an app for Shopify called GroovePages for Shopify that will allow you to design your entire store, have themes and all that stuff, import your current theme, drag and drop it because our page builder does that, re-export it back out. More than that. It's so much more than that. I actually went down the wrong track. It's going to be a full, if you've heard of Zipify or the new one called Shogun that just raised $10 million, we're just going to blow them away. That's going to normally sell for $39.95 as a Shopify app. You will get that as well. And as a bonus, it's $99 a month for GrooveKart. If you want our shopping cart software, we throw that in for free for life. You get a store. So you get all of that. So I'm going to recap this again for you. You go and you buy GroovePages at 1-day sale. 1-day sale, come on. You will pay $4.97 and you get access to GroovePages. As soon as you're done, boom, you're going to land on this page. If you say, Mike, I only need the shopping cart, or I don't need any of that, then you go down here and you click where it says no thanks. If you want just the shopping cart that I'm about to demo, that will blow you away even more than GroovePages, you click here. If you want the full suite, including every product we ever had and everything that'll be part of GrooveFunnels and everything, you simply click here. We won't charge you anything additional today. And then in 30 days, you'll pay another $4.97 and another payment of $4.97. Or you could pay me $99 a month for just GroovePages and $199 a month for this entire suite, which will later cost $2,400 per year. You'll get it done for $1,500, never pay us again. It's a deal of a century. I know that you guys would buy it right now. And the only objection you have is, shit, I can't afford it right now. And I understand that. If that's the case and you want this thing because we're taking it out of beta and we're closing down for good, and we're going to we want people to pay us $99 a month. We need to sustain. We need your money to help us fund it. But as I told you at the beginning, I said post-beta, we're out of beta right now. So in that case, if you have any questions, go to support@grooveapps.com. If you need to get paid next Friday or the following week or something like that, we'll hold a ticket open for you for about a week. But there will be no difference in prices or anything like that. I mean, for goodness sake, I have everybody in my company hating me, saying, Mike, we're building a software company. I mean, these people are going to be with us for 9 years. And I'm like, yeah, but look, they're helping us beta test the software, and they're going to get the best love. And there's another thing that we purchased called Review Trust right here that we own. We paid for. You're going to get access to that for life. Not going to get into it. It's basically a way for you to control reviews on your website. Fantastic product. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go back to where we put the demo and recap my slides here. Why not take advantage of us today? Others will pay dearly for the features and upgrades that you're getting today. You're getting full access, unlimited sites, unlimited pages, unlimited funnels for life. When we go live to the public, GroovePages will be $99 a month. The suite will go up to $199, $299 if they want to add the GrooveKart and the webinar components. You're getting it all. Never make another payment to us again. Nearly $1,200 per year. For other people, they will have limits on bandwidth, number of pages, number of blocks, number of templates and funnels and all that different stuff. As a beta tester today, which we are closing, onedaysale.com, $4.97 one-time payment, access for life. You get that's just a recap here. You also will be able to come, this needs to change here. It's not going to be Orlando, it's 2021. I didn't change the slide because let's just put January here. Okay, you get to come to GrooveCon. That's going to be in Florida in 2021. You get for 2 tickets, that's $9.97. We're going to give you 2 tickets to that. And again, never pay us anything again ever. That's onedaysale.com. So now, Mike, I'm going to demo the GrooveSell demo. I'm going to do this in about 10 to 15 minutes, reclose, and we're going to be done. This is already a 2-hour and 7-minute webinar, so we're going to be here for 2.5 hours.
Mike, you've been incredible. Keep it up, and just we've never had the level of positivity, and we're a very positive community, very smart people. The comments that we're getting, just love and appreciation, and so I'm absolutely loving this. I'm endorsing both the the $4.97 package. I'm also endorsing. It really is a no-brainer. I'm using most, if not all, of the functionality in that $4.97 transparent upsell. So I'm endorsing all of it.
I'm looking at Andrew Folk. I don't know what he was referring to. He said, holy And Kelly Dunton, does GroovePages include all of the future updates for everything, folks? If I haven't come across to you that we're going to take care of you and we need your help, and all the beta testers and backers that got us here, you're going to be our, our charter members. Never make another payment. There'll never be that thing like, hey, that's not fair. You said this. If you ever have that from us, number one, remind us, slap us in the face that if somebody on our team dropped the ball, or God forbid I did, we have no problem being reminded. But we're not going to get anything additional from you. Now, I will say this: there needs to be a caveat on Groove Mail. We're going to do something like literally insane. Only for you guys, not for the people at $99 a month. We're going to give you 25,000 leads. That includes your affiliates, your customers, and opt-ins that you'll never pay us. And I think that's a fair deal. But I think anybody that understands, if you're sending 100,000 emails a day at SendGrid, that your bill will be about $1,800 a month. You understand that I'm going to give you 25,000 leads, and if you're sending every single day, that can probably in the future.
I do most.
That's the
of my
truth. You'll probably cost me $200 to $300 a month, and I'm giving you that for free.
So I myself do most of my business on mailing a segment of my list that's about 25,000. So I have a little bit. I can mail 100,000, but I really don't, Mike. I really mail that.
And Mike, what is your cost per month for that?
Oh, like 2,000. That's a web.
Okay, no, I'm telling you, sending email is very costly. So we're gonna give you 25,000 leads. I want to get this out up front because I don't want to hear, Mike, you said this, and remind us you would never do that.
And he's not giving you email address. He's letting you. That's your allowance of people that you can mail.
25,000 leads that you can have. You can mail them every day as much as you want. Autoresponders, all that good stuff. However, you will never pay additional for that, and you can import those leads. However, if you want to import 50,000 or 100,000 or 400,000, I think it's fair to say that I will get you our wholesale rate on that. I'm not going to be looking to make money on you, but obviously that can cost us $500 a month. I would almost ask you not to buy if that's the case, because then I'd rather tell you no, you're going to pay like everybody else, a tier step. But at 25,000 leads you can import, you're still not going to have to pay us. All right, let's move on. I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to go into GrooveSell. I'm going to try to demo this as fast as possible. This right now is fully functional. We're in about 2 weeks, we're going to release the greatest update on this that you couldn't believe, with all the charts and everything like that. But what I'm going to focus on right now is the product funnels. Yes, we'll have a marketplace. We'll have everything like everything that you can ever do with any shopping cart, including Kartra and more, you can do with us. Yes, what you can do with JVZoo and partner contracts, all that different stuff. Okay, now I'm going to, man, I hate doing this, but I didn't get a demo here. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna walk through what it's like to create a product real quick here. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, which one do I want to do? I'm going to do GroovePages here. And the reason why you see me get nervous, folks, is this is a live funnel. I should have created a demo. But when you're walking through this is how it works. We walk you through everything that you could ever imagine about your product, the name and what the customer sees. This is a front-end product or an upsell. This is the front-end product. So you do all you're basically creating your product funnels in here. Next, we have the most robust pricing that you can imagine. So here for GroovePages, here's a $1 trial. The trial is enabled $1 for 14 days. And then after that, $99 a month. It is recurring. Here is monthly without a trial. It's recurring at $99 a month. If we want to do annual, well, it's recurring. Here I have, this was just a example, a trial. Again, I think I must have been showing this to somebody, but $888 per year. In fact, I think I know what we're doing for this is me thinking out, for the launch. Maybe I tell people if they pay, when we do the launch in June, it'll be $888 for 2 years, just for GroovePages. And then, so they get a year free, and then after that, it's $888 a year. Here's an example of doing $497 a year. I just make it $497 a year. This is what you guys are getting. $497, you click here, it's one time, no trial, $4.97. It doesn't bill them. And if I wanted to add a new price point, I could do something like this. I would call it the, the flex pay, right? And I would do something like easy payment plan, blah, blah, blah. And I would go here, and I'm not doing this, but assuming I wanted to say, if you can't afford the $4.97, I'll do installments here of $4.97 a month, $197 a month for 3 payments. So that would be $600, right? And now I've just created a new product called Easy Payment Plans, okay? And let me just ignore, because that's my plugin for correct typing. So folks, creating a new price point, I'm not going to get into this. If this was a GrooveSell demo, I'd go for an hour. But creating a new price point in things like Pay Kickstart, you have to clone the product and go through a billion things again. Here, I just add a product or delete a product just like this. I'm going to actually leave this because I want to show you something in a minute. Let's go on to our gateways. Okay, so gateways, you can either get a merchant account with us or set up your gateways, and we take, in the drop down here, you can set up Stripe, Authorize.net, PayPal. We have PayPal Commerce, which is nearly impossible for you to get for a platform to give people, but we got that. We also have NMI and Braintree, but you can do this, okay? When we go over to the payment gateways, I can set up my PayPal, but I'm not accepting PayPal, okay? But as you can see, I've already added PayPal here for GrooveKart, with my company called GrooveKart, my company called GroovePages, and my company called Groove Digital. I also have 4 different Stripe accounts, and here's my merchant account. So what I can do is, if I want to take PayPal, I can take PayPal for GroovePages that are already set up, and I put it and I say I want it to take 100% of the sales. Or I may say I want it to take 40% of the sales, but I want to rotate it with this GrooveKart PayPal account and give that one 30%. And that's 70% of the sales. So I'm going to give this Groove Digital PayPal account, I'm going to give this one 20. But the truth is, I should do this at 50, 40, and this one is so brand new, I don't want to piss off PayPal by doing too much volume. I'm going to do 10. Okay? And by hitting save, it would now show the PayPal option. If they choose PayPal, it's going to rotate my PayPal account. Okay, one more thing that we can do, if you're noticing, I'm rotating my mids. I'm giving 80% to AuthNet, and I'm adding some over here to GrooveKart. Stripe account. I can actually add another Stripe account for GroovePages, and I can change this to 20 and change this to 10. And what am I doing here, folks? What's called rotating mids, and I'm diversifying. If one of my merchant accounts gets shut down, well, I don't have to worry about telling my affiliates stop promoting, or losing my recurring billing and different things like that. But I'm going to leave this the way it was. I don't want to piss off Matt, who does our accounting. Let me show you something else that we have that's going to be coming. It's called GrooveSell Payments. And what that means is, if you don't want to use your own PayPal, you don't want to use your own Stripe, you don't want to use your own merchant account, we will do the payments for you. We will pay all of your affiliates for you. And an hour fee, like ClickBank, is $1 plus 7.5% processing. We will do it for you at 5.99% processing. So who is that good for? People that have a reserve on their PayPal account. They've taken all the courses. They're going to do $1 million launch. They're afraid that Stripe or PayPal is going to shut them down as soon as they do 60,000 in a day, and then they have to tell all their affiliates, stop mailing, I've lost my merchant account. Or maybe you do have a merchant account, but they've only approved you for $300,000 a year, and at the same time that you cannot do more than 10,000 a month. These are calls you should have with your merchant account. Be proactive rather than getting shut down. If that scares you, we will do the processing for you. We will pay all your affiliates. You don't have to get 1099s, do the taxes. It's like ClickBank. Our rate is a decent fee at 5.9. We have the seasoned accounts and relationships with the bank. Maybe you live in Canada or the UK or South Africa or the Philippines or Vietnam or Russia. Or maybe getting a European merchant account is more difficult. Maybe you have a Stripe account and already has a 20% reserve, and this sounds good to you. If that's the case, you choose GrooveSell Payments. And then, not going to spend too much time here, PayPal risk mitigation is basically a way for you to say, hey, I'm a little worried about having my PayPal account there at all, because it's a brand new PayPal account. I think I'm going to do $1 million launch, and 35% of the people take PayPal. Oh my goodness, I'm going to do $350,000 in PayPal. and I don't even want to rotate it through 3 different accounts. It's still 100,000 account through 3 different PayPals. Well, PayPal risk mitigation, you simply put, it's going to ask you, what percentage of the time do you want to show PayPal at checkout? If you put 100, you haven't mitigated your risk. If you put 10, then when you go over here and you click buy, the PayPal option to the customer, when they get to payment, will only show 1 out of 10 times. If you are to put, let's see, where were we? Think. Let's keep this over here so it's easy to find. If you were to put it at 20%, then PayPal will only show up 2 out of 10 times, okay? And Mike, if people don't get it, that's okay. I think you get it. All in all, this is about giving you the flexibility that no other shopping cart does to protect yourself from customers that want PayPal, but all of a sudden you've done too much volume in a day. And so this allows you to say how much volume. In fact, Mike,
PayPal, we've run into nightmares with Stripe, and we rotate mids. This is putting in your hands. This puts so simply in your hands what me and David Mills had to figure out from scratch, including having to literally to deal with lawyers and legal and spending 6 figures just to figure this stuff out.
And you learn the hard way. So we put this in there so
we learned the hard way.
Yeah, you can see we don't have notes telling you all this stuff. Go ahead,
comment we got in though. Sherilyn just added this, and I posted it in the chat. This is a literal quote, Mike. Mike Long, this may be the best offer you have brought ever. So
thank you, thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate that. You're the best. And I'm going to move on now. But one last thing here is you can see I'm doing 70% here. You'll also, I can also put 30% here, like to the Stripe account. Why does it say ST GrooveKart? I named it that. I called it Stripe GrooveKart, right? I could have called it anything I want. But I could also put, we're going to have a feature here next week that says max daily. And I can put, however, no more than 3,000 a day. So I can even put caps on it. But let's move on. Now, contents. These are your pages, right? So when we get to the contents, we're saying, what is the page where you go to buy for the affiliates? Well, guess what? If I do, well, I'll show you in a minute, like, the the secret backdoor is the 15-minute VSL. I'm having it go right to the pricing page because if I tell you to go buy, I don't want you to see a 15-minute VSL with a delayed add to cart button when we just did a webinar. You don't need to see the VSL. I kind of did it. Those are the slides that we did over here. All right. So now, what is your thank you page? Now, keep in mind, this is not the upsell page. That comes over here when we talk about the funnel. We're basically saying, note, this is the final page, doesn't matter where it is in the process, where the customer ends and can get information about support, maybe download a product, join your Facebook group. Now look over here. Flex. We just created a new price point. I don't have a thank you page for that. I might have to go like this and put thank you, lifetime flex. Follow what I mean? I'm giving you an example. Okay, now next. Obviously, guys, you're seeing my thank you pages, but it's not going to do you any good other than giving you a link to join my Facebook group and saying thanks for buying. And I already told you how to get to our Facebook group, right? So next, we go to our checkout. We have 5 different ways to do a checkout. One is with GroovePages. Oh, it was in the page builder. We don't have that open. Where you can, we have pre-made checkout pages for you that we'll just integrate. Or I'm choosing this for right now, and I've chosen the pink one, and I've uploaded my logo, and that's why you see it looks like this, okay? We are using a tested conversion funnel, okay, that will change on a mobile device when it gets a little bit smaller, okay? And this stuff here, if I had multiple price points, would show here, and PayPal and those different things are here. The reason why we're only collecting first name, last name, and email and say continue to billing is if they abandon the cart after this, you've just gotten a lead that you can follow up with, and our system automatically sends them an email back to the page that you want if it notices there wasn't a purchase within 1 hour. Look over here as well. It tells us who the referrer is. So Mike knows that, hey, if you want to get a bonus or whatever, you've always seen that. And then right here, it's telling me CC1. That means it's credit card position number 1 is what this customer is going to pay. If it said PP1, that would be the first position for PayPal, et cetera, et cetera. Now, moving on, we will allow you to do different things like pop-up modals or embed the code on your site, et cetera, et cetera. Form fields, this is cool. You might want to know on your checkout, how did you hear about us? If I put that here, that's going to show up at the checkout when you're putting in your credit card. Okay, but what else could we do? I may need to collect your username, right? For whatever reason. Or let's say it was GrooveKart, and which we use. I need to know what is your store name, that I want that figured out on my checkout so that I could pass that data. We'll talk about that for your geeky developers. So Kartra, my previous company, doesn't even do that. Express checkout is one-click upsells. Cart abandonment is where you tag people, to follow up emails. Custom CSS tracking. Not to get geeky, if your web developer says, I need you to put code on this checkout page so I can track the customer, and you're like, well, this is hosted by GrooveCell, I can't do that. So you just pop that code right here, and you put that code on that page. Now, one more thing. With GroovePages, you can do custom domains. I showed you, like, we could have put that on mikefilsame.com or yourwebsite.com. We also do something that you can customize your actual domain for GrooveCell. That means your checkout pages, if you want, will be at omgmachines.com/checkout or checkout.omgmachines. Mike can have his affiliate links, say links.omgmachines.com or Cooked Up in Amsterdam. He doesn't even have to have it say GrooveCell for his affiliate, his checkout, everything. Legal is, you will notice that your merchant account provider will tell you that you must have a link to your terms of service on every page. And then they'll go through your funnel to approve you, and they'll say, wait a second, you don't have a link here when you get to the part where they're adding the credit card. Well, we actually do. Let's see here. Oh, we have to just do this here. And you see right here, we've injected, I agree to the terms. Your merchant account may tell you to do that. So what we've done is we've allowed you to either put it here, or you can do it what's known as compliance, and then you will basically paste the code, and that's going to look more like the Apple one, where they'll have a little box on the checkout page where they scroll, right? And they scroll and they see all the text, as opposed to an external link. Getting into the weeds here, it'll be multi-language. It's not now. That'll probably be maybe by December, but right now it's just English. And what that means is there'll be something at the checkout page where the customer can say French and German, and all of this stuff will translate. But look, folks, we've got to work on the cool stuff first. I think you understand that. You'll have an exit pop-up that you can do that says, wait, are you sure you want to go? If they're leaving, and if you want to add any testimonials to the page, you can do that with the GroovePages builder and just add it right there. Moving on, getting a little bit of a headache, but I think we'll be fine. Order bumps, we're not going to get into that, but order bumps allow you to have, basically at your checkout page, have a little checkbox that says, and I'm getting into it, right? A little checkbox that says, yes, please add for $7 a month your newsletter, or add the extended warranty, right? It's typical commerce. If you don't know what it is, you'll be happy that we have it. Now, we have the fulfillment. For each different price point, do you have a separate access page? No, I'm using my thank you page. Do you want to use a downloadable file? Then you could upload an integrated membership that's going to be GrooveMember or Thinkific, everything like that. And you do that for each price point, okay, just like that. And then you can do a webhook, or this is an API. So if you want to add, your Zapier for each price point, like I want to integrate with Kajabi or anything else out there, like we did for GrooveKart, your dev guy does there. You only use this if it's not in our pre-made integrations. And when we have all of the things in there, instead of using a webhook, you'll have something like integrated, something that you have already done, like your Zapier or your Thinkific or your Kajabi. Moving on. Now we're going into the funnel. This is where it separates us from everybody. Okay, number one, I'm going to go down to the bottom, and you see it's asking post funnel, post transaction success URL. Configure the thank you page or the upsell page after the sales funnel. Note, this is the post-transaction success page your customers will be redirected to after their credit card is accepted. you can either have it be the thank you page that we've already put in here before, right? Or I can do a drop down, and if I do a drop down, it will choose a predefined upsell that I might have created. And if I didn't choose an upsell, I can just say, now, you know what, let me just put in a URL, and this is the URL to my upsell, which I've already showed you guys. I believe that was this page, see, lifetime upgrade. So I put in, when you buy at this price point right here called lifetime, you will land here. Now, I might make a separate page here called lifetime upgrade flex, right? I might need to change things, okay? And this is another really cool thing right here is enable tracking code. Going to spend 30 seconds talking on this, but your Facebook guy will love you. If for some reason you're using the same upsell page for every single thing, your Facebook guy will tell you, hey, I need to fire a pixel on the thank you page. You'll be like, okay, but the difference is you have a trial, you have a $497, you have an annual at $888, and then you have a flex page, and I need to know which one they purchased, and the only way I know is you need to fire this code on the thank you page. And you say, okay, and then he says to you, well, since you have 6 different price points, I need you to create 6 different thank you pages. And you say, are you kidding me? He's like, well, that's the only way. I need you to put code on your thank you page, and each thank you page has a different price. I'm getting a little crazy, don't worry. Your Facebook guy will love this because you don't have to use different thank you pages if you don't want to. We simply can let you put a code here, and I can now say that this purchase was $197, and we tell Facebook that that sale was $197, and what's happening is as soon as they buy, they check out, they hit complete purchase, and then for a billionth of a second, a blank page happens. We drop that pixel for your Facebook guy, and boom, they land on your upsell page. So trust me when I tell you, if you're doing advertising, you will love this. No other shopping carts in the world have this because they don't integrate their pages with their stuff. Moving on, setting up your affiliate program. This is really, really interesting the way this works. Number one, you set up what is your affiliate program for each price point, and so on and so forth. Let's set up the flex. Now, let me do the trial. I can make a complex affiliate program like nobody else in the world. I'm going to take a sip. This is really exciting. Mike, I don't know if you ever saw this, but I'm going to show you here what we can do. I can say, you know what? I'm still getting paychecks from AWeber. When I promoted them back in 2005 and 2006, I get $300 a month. I'm not even an advocate for them anymore. Great people, but I compete with them. Should they be sending me checks for people I sent them in 2005, right? So the point is, I can say things like, for the initial charge, the $1 trial, I'm going to give a $5 flat fixed amount. And then if I leave it blank, it's for every additional payment that ever comes after that. But Jesus Christmas, do I really want to pay 40% commission for life? I mean, like 13 years later, because somebody had a little link in their email that said powered by GrooveFunnels or something. Heck, we're going to do that, believe it or not. But let's say I didn't. I could say, you know what? Only for the first 12 charges, pay 40%. No, you know what? Even better. I'm going to pay you $5 for the $1 trial, but I'm going to pay you for the first 2 payments. I'm going to pay you 100% commission. Okay, not good enough? All right, let me sweeten the pot. Let me add a new element here. And how about for the rest of the year, the next 10 payments, right? Here are the first 2, the next 10. I'm going to give you 25% commission. Sound fair? Mike, you're getting warmer, but you mean I get nothing for the rest of time? No, it stops after the 10th payment. But I tell you what, for you, I'm going to say I'm going to give you 5%. I'm sorry. For the rest of the time, I will give you a 5% commission. All right, folks, I'm not telling you what to do. I made up a scenario out of my head right now that basically says that you have the flexibility to say whether you pay a fixed amount or a percentage on the $1 trial, and then for any number of payments, the first 2, the first 7, the first 10, or the first 36, you can set something. And then for the next amount of charges and then everything thereafter, you can actually set up an affiliate program that way. I'm going to delete all this stuff because we're not doing that. But Mike, that allows you to set up creative affiliate programs to front load of commissions with what affiliates want. I'm going to pay you on the dollar trial. Even if they don't bill, I'll give you 100% commission for the first 2 payments. And after that, it's mine. You want more? I'll pay you on the first 3 payments.
I sent my friend Discard over to Mike just for this functionality alone, to give you a sense, like there's so much in this. And we got another comment. This one was from Andrew, who seconded what Sherilyn said. He said, I second that, ... the best I've ever seen, 100%. So they're cheering and
this
loving.
is because we have a UI expert that helps us walk through what are we trying to do for people. Next, I can do commission overrides, right? And I can do an override for each price point. So let's do the flex. And because I set the flex up here, we don't want to, I set the flex, whoops, we don't want that here, this is wrong. I'm going to set the flex up, right? This is a makeup product that we did here. Let's just set that up at 40%. But I need an override. So I'm going to do an override. I'm going to just show you something crazy, right? I'm going to say, I'm going to pay this affiliate 100%, right? But I'm going to keep the back end or whatever, right? And now I don't want this available to all affiliates. I want this available only to Mike Long, like that. Well, guess what? I just click add, and now Mike Long will get paid at a higher amount. I can add more affiliates. I might want to also have, instead of my standard 40, I might want to set up a 60% program. Boom. I click, whoops, I did that wrong. That's for the next 0 charges. I want to add a new commission program here. And then I go down here. I can have a 60% program. Whoops, I keep doing that. 60%. And let's add that to Jeremy Gislason, right? I would do something like that. I'm not going to do that because this is live, but I can add multiple affiliates over and over and over. I'm going to hit the trash can if I don't like anything here, just like that. And then I can create a custom landing page. Now take a look over here at what I have. My product index page, okay? This is hard coded. I can't change it. We put that in. But I can create something called the secret backdoor. I could create something called direct to checkout, skip VSL. That's what we're using today. That's for all affiliates because I don't want you guys seeing the VSL. And if you're ready to buy, I don't want you to wait for an add to cart button to have to wait after a 19-minute video, right? You're ready to buy. Look what I did here. I got the Mike Long webinar. Where does that go? OMG funnels. And I've got the Mike Long replay. We haven't even made that page yet, Mike, because this is a live webinar, right? 4:35 Eastern time on Wednesday. So here's the thing. If I put this here, everybody's going to see it, except I tagged Mike Long. So look, if I log into my account and I go to the Groove Partner Program, well, look, I don't see this link here. Mike, when he logs in, he sees it because I've tagged it to him or any additional affiliates that I want. So why is this important that I want to create custom landing pages? I might want to do something called the launch webinar, right? Or I might want to create something called during my product launch, video 1. And then I have another page called video 2 and video 3, and then the replay, and then the webinar or the demo webinar or the free report, right? And what happens is if I leave it to all affiliates, I'm going to do this right now. Watch this. I'm going to friggin' save this like an idiot on a live webinar here. Commissions, I set something up wrong. I can't leave that blank. Let's see here. Something wrong with the trial. We have to leave that at 0. Click next. Okay. Now, Donna, remind me to go and fix all these hacks that I'm doing on a live funnel, please. When we go into the Groove Partner Program, look what we've got. We've got a link here that's going to say video 1. Ooh. So, you know when you're mailing your affiliates and you say, folks, the link to mail is video 1. Today's link is video 2. Today's link is the webinar, right? And they can choose, right? That's how that works. Very complex to do in other programs. I'm going to click back here. I'm going to delete that because I don't want that showing up in every one of my affiliates sites right now. So bear with me. I'm going to click on custom landing pages and I'm going to delete this this video one that's now showing for everybody, and we don't want to confuse them. All right, next. If you notice, there's a 2-tier affiliate program that you can set up. If you activate it over 0, the user will get a 2-tier affiliate link when they log into their dashboard, and they click on the marketplace, or they click and they go find your product, and they get their links, and they would do it something like this by clicking my affiliate promotions, and there's a product called GroovePages, and they click on get links, and they see here's their affiliate links, here's their JV broker link. And what we don't want is we don't want the JV broker link. Don't watch my screen for a 1/10 of a second, please. Just hold on just a second. Okay, we don't want the JV broker link going to something that says sign up for the affiliate program, right? So what we do is we say, where do you want your 2nd-tier affiliate links going? I have a page called groovejv.com. This is what's known as your JV blog or your JV page, where you're like, hey, affiliates, these are the prizes, and we go live on this date, and first place gets this, and here's the swipe, right? You get it. It's called your JV page, where people can sign up to learn more about your program. You want to actually sell them. So I don't want them to go to a page that looks like this, right? I want them to go to a page that talks about when we go live, what is the product, who's the affiliate manager, what are the rules. So I take this GrooveJV, that's my actual page, I go here and I paste it in here and I hit save, and now I could say to Mike Long or anybody, hey dude, would you mind do me a favor, do you segment your affiliates? Yeah, we got 600 affiliates, awesome. You do me a favor, can you mail out your 2-tier affiliate program for me and let people know about that they can promote my launch, and I'll pay you 10% override. Oh, great, thank you, Mike. Just like that, okay? So you get it. So let's go to the next 2 things here. It's called proof. Let me show you what that is. This is gonna take 10 seconds to demonstrate, but I think you've seen this before. You go to a page, and down here, this is called social proof. And the people that do it here is Provely. There's also a company called Use Proof and Use FOMO, which means fear of missing out. Those things, you would not friggin' believe me if I showed you the pricing of these different things. Pricing, look at this. How many visitors do you get a month? 66. If you're like me, they want $166 a month for my 100,000 visitors, $249, to put a line of code that says so-and-so just purchased 2 minutes ago. Okay, you don't like that? Go to usefomo.com, fear of missing out. Okay, pricing. Okay, I'm a starter, $19 a month, $39 a month. To literally put a line of code like this, you know what I did? I said, all right, so I'm simply going to say, do you want to activate it? Yes or no? And if you activate it, well, guess what? We already know the sale just came through, and we're GroovePages. So you will go into GroovePages and just add that element. That's going to be live when we go live for GrooveFunnels, and you don't have to pay $39 a month for it. And then when you're done, you get your pixel, and you go put it on your site. It'll be integrated with a GroovePage, obviously. And you put it on your website, like if you want to put this on your blog or a ClickFunnels page or anything else like that. And this is how you track the affiliates. So, Mike, I'm going to wrap up and show just like the transactions. Basically, we do things that nobody else does. We color code. Recurring is green. White is a sale. Blue is a $1 trial. Yellow is a cancellation. So that I had 29 just today. If I want to see who refunded today, I go here like this. I have no refunds, but I don't want to tell you I'm perfect. So we do the last 7 days. These are the people that refunded. These are our total sales over the the last 7 days. We can go like this. These are our sales, right? These are our rebills, how many per page, etc. I've got advanced filters if I want to see things like just this particular price point that we just made. Like, do I want to see how is my upsell converting, the lifetime for just GrooveSell or all future products? Well, I add a tag like that, and now I apply the filters, and I can see how did we do for all transactions in the last week. This is just that particular product, right? I can reset the filters. Oh, so much more is coming, by the way, but last couple of things on the filters, then I'm going to go on to managing your affiliates. You can, if I want to see, how did we do without affiliates? Well, I click here, only non-affiliates, without affiliates. I want to see how did we do today or whatever under this current search with affiliates, or let's see how did we do if I go to affiliates and I want to just look and see how did Mike Long do, right? I can click like that and apply the filter and we can see, Mike, you've made 5 sales while we're talking. You've made 5 sales today while we're talking, and I can scroll to the right here. Notice my buyer information doesn't go, and look at this, affiliate Mike Long. What is the timestamp? Today, March 4th at 3:04, 3:24, 4:08, 4:09, and 4:24. So I want to thank George O'Brien, Barbara Wood, Sherilyn Colby, David Krause, and Lamija Massey for saying enough is enough. I'm ready. No, you don't need to sell me anymore. I appreciate that. Now look, here I get all the information on the, on the customer and et cetera, et cetera. Finally, one last thing that we can do here. These are cool things that I just like. I like to see how did I do today? I don't want to know about the trials that happened 9 days ago. I want to know, like, how did my Facebook ads do today, right? And then I want to also see first sale after the trial. This is really good. It's a one-click report that lets you know, hey, if you're doing a trial, how many people are billing? More stuff like that we will do. I'm going to go over to affiliates, show you how we manage our affiliates. Basically, we have affiliate management that, my goodness, what we can do. If I go into a particular affiliate and I want to front load them commissions, right? I can do this. Check this out. I can go to Mike Long and I just search here. He shows up and I click on him. I can say, look, Mike, you've earned $28.45. You're unpaid, but you're not due because we got to wait for the 30-day thing. But you know what, Mike? I'm going to send you $2,000 today in PayPal. Is that cool? And Mike says, yeah. Well, guess what I do? I do a commission advance. And I come here and I go $2,000 and I click add commission advance. What's going to happen? I can't do that because it's going to block $2,000 out when I go to process Mike's payments. Let me do another affiliate that's due here to give you an example. When I go to another affiliate to pay him, and I click process payment by going like this, and it goes to PayPal, Mike's thing would have a little block right here that would say $2,000, and it would only release $400. Why is this important? As buddies, we like to pay each other after 7 days and say, hey, dude, I'll settle the rest with you after the refund. But then we forget that we paid this guy $2,000, this guy $3,000, and we're on vacation on the marketer's cruise, and your accounting person says, do you want me to pay all the affiliates? We have some people complaining. Oh, yeah, wow, totally forgot I'm on the cruise on the 15th. Yes, please do that for me. And then they pay, and your accountant doesn't know that he just paid Mike Long full commissions, and quite frankly, Mike Long is going to forget. He's not logging in. He's going to go, dude, got commissions today. We're on the beach. Hey, no problem, man. I love you, buddy. I've accidentally paid Mike Long $2,000 by no fault of him or myself, but just, so this little thing here is what we've learned from me doing these mistakes in the business. If I pay somebody, I can front it and have my system deduct it the next time I go to pay them. I've got tax ledger adjustment. What is this? Nobody in the world has this. I can go in and say that I just gave Mike, he took first place, $10,000, and I say why? He was #1 affiliate, won the MacBook Pro. Forgive my typos. MacBook Pro, right? And I hit add affiliate bonus. You know what it simply did? It added $10,000 to the 1099 report that I'm sending Mike at the end of the year. That's all. Things that I've always wanted in here. I can do a clawback. I could say, oh my goodness, we had this maniac at the desk, and hold on, I don't call my customers a maniac, right? But this person, you charged my credit card back in December, that, or November, 4 months ago. Yes. And you took $497, and I'm reporting you to the FTC. Okay. I have no problem. We refund the customer. But I've already paid Mike the affiliate commission. So I just come in here, and I've got to add a clawback to Mike. customer from December, blah, 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 and I add a clawback. Why would I do that here? Maybe I have two different Mike Longs, and I did it to the wrong affiliate or something like that, and I need to now charge back that affiliate. This is an accounting ledger update. The proper way to do that would be to go into an actual sale like this and click on the customer sale and get all of the information about the customer, and then I could go over to the affiliate and I could click edit right here and say, Mike, I'm sorry, this customer wasn't you. I'm going to update this affiliate. It was supposed to be so-and-so, right? And I just go in and I search for my affiliate. Or I say, Mike, I messed up. I had that thing set to 100%. I made a mistake. I was doing a demo the other day. I need to set this commission to 50, right? Or I can do a refund. Or now, if this was already paid, and I've already paid him, another button here would say clawback, and I can clawback and we could create records. Going back to the affiliate, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. We are pretty much done. The type of stuff that I can do, I can say I want to pay this affiliate, this affiliate. I can go in and pay a partial payment to affiliate, partial transactions. I can say who's a wire, who's a Zelle, who's a PayPal. The amount of information that we have just on a particular affiliate, his lifetime commissions, transactions, refund, payment histories. I'm going to show you an example. Jeremy Gislason, I actually pay him his commissions well before they're due because he drives me so much traffic. The dude's earned $76,000 from me. If I look at his lifetime commissions, $66,000, right? And I've paid him cash advances. So you can see, I don't wait for his commissions to pay. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to send you 10 grand today, 20 grand today. But my system will always do the tracking. And when his commissions actually do come due, we call it settling up. The cash advance will be pulled out. Okay, I owe $334. I'll pay it without me having to worry about these accounting nightmares. Yeah, folks, that's it. I've got a couple of screenshots I'm going to show you here that are the work in progress. It's a little bit hard to see, but here's a work in progress of, a Groove Mail in no particular order. It's just not live on my server, but here's you're walking through setting up sending an email. Here is you want regular text, plain text. You're from emails, tracking, clicks and how it's going to look, et cetera, creating your list. It's just that's all going to be ready for GrooveFunnels. So, and Groove Member and Groove Video and Groove Sell. So you'll be able to have the world's best page builder, gorgeous templates. They load fast. Let's go back over to here. Final slide. That was all of this good stuff here. Mike, we're pretty much wrapped up. I'm going to run through here. We get full access, unlimited sites, and we did this. So here's the final slide here. Oh, Mike, the final thing. GrooveFunnels will have a full API. What does that mean? We're opening up the dev kit to you the way Apple did for the iPhone, the way WordPress did for WordPress, and the way Shopify did for Shopify. So if you say, hey, can you add this feature to the affiliate program? And I say, that's kind of like an MLM. I don't want to do it. You create MLM for GroovePages, put it into our marketplace, give it for free, develop it for only for you and keep it hidden, or sell it for $19 a month. You don't like our pop-ups? We only have 30. Well, maybe you own Opt-in Monster. You can create Opt-in Monster for GroovePages, and over here on the website, you can decide, you can hack into our user panel if people want to, let me just go back to that previous site we were working on. If people want to go in and activate that app, like a WordPress plugin, you get it. You'll see here a little thing that's going to say Opt-in Monster. Now, you don't like that we only give 10 different countdown timers, and we don't do countdown timers that go over here or over here. Or maybe you have the sticky app that is for conversion. So you go and create Groove Countdown Timer, sell for $9 a month. It'll be in our marketplace. Somebody can buy it one time or $9 a month. And then over in here in the elements draw, you'll show up here. You will be able to hack into our kit and put things where you want. And if people don't like the way that you've changed their user interface, they can disable the app. What are these things I'm talking about? You see this right here on my Chrome. It's a plugin for Chrome. It's a plugin for WordPress. It is a Shopify app. It is an app on the iPhone. It's called an SDK. We are releasing this with an SDK that if you think GrooveFunnels is awesome, in 2 years has 100,000 users, maybe you've created Groove Insert Idea, and it's the #1 app in our marketplace. And because why is that so cool? We're not beholden on you to say, can you add this feature, add this feature, add this feature? You want to see what that looks like? That looks like this, feedback.grooveapps.com. We already have that. Feature requests. Look what you guys are asking for. And if you want to see what we've done, you look at the roadmap and you can see this is what's complete. Look at this, all this stuff. What's planned? We let you know. And if you go over to our Facebook group, we're done, folks. We're done here. I'm just going to show you
that URL, because that's a thing I would take great pride in. What you just showed, that roadmap and everything, the specificity that Mike has going forward in this. Please highlight that URL if they can look at that roadmap.
Yeah, Mike, when they log in, they're going to see something that you see that I don't see. It's at the bottom. It says feedback, report a bug, request a feature, and see updates. Look at what we're doing. March 3rd. What's today? The 4th. So we gave you this. March 2nd, March 1st, February 28th, the 25th. We're basically letting you know that every single thing that is going on in this software. And we have this roadmap that when we're done, all of these things go into a Trello card. My staff would hate me for showing you this, but we go into GroovePages and look at this. This is how we communicate. Everything that you put a feature in gets a card. We give it a hierarchy. We then give it a color, and then we put a discussion to everything that is going on, and we move everything from the bug back. Well, this is actually where the ideas are shared, but if I actually go over to the actual boards, like something like this, you see that it goes from analysis to queued, hierarchy. It's working on right now, development done. Then it goes in review, ready to test, and then deployed. Legit development going on here. We're using a plugin for this feedback site that we have here that when you create something, it will create a Trello card. But here's how it works. You want to report a bug or a feature request. I'm just going to give you an example. Please add MailChimp. And, oh, okay. Well, somebody already added that. Oh, wow, that's exactly what I want. The only thing is I'd like needed to do this, that, and the other thing. Cool. Submit, adds it to our Trello cards. You can follow it and you can vote it. How do we know what to work on? We want to look for stuff that is, and I believe there's a way, I'm not logged in, I could sort this. I can look at the stuff that has the most bumps. GrooveFunnels, I showed you that. We have that. I showed you that earlier in Zeppelin right here. We had that feature to group your funnels like this, right? So that's being added. But going back to this feature, look, animations. 35 of you voted. I know exactly what the animations are. Animations means that when you get to a button on a page, you can make it shake up and down. You can make it wobble. Yes, we had that in Kartra that we're hoping to have when we launch in June. If not, it'll follow like after 30 days. But Mike, that is how, why is this beautiful that we have a feedback site? Because if we don't, then you have to go to the help desk to report a bug. And we have 70 people telling us about the same bug. What do I do with that ticket? It might not get fixed for 2 weeks. And then we fix the bug, and we have to go back to every single ticket and say it's done. And then we have to get this help desk person doesn't know. We keep you adding features and bugs out of our help desk. There's the community that knows that there's a bug, and we look at, somebody puts, there's a bug, and then let's click GroovePages bugs, right? Cannot place center, and we go in here once a week, and then when this is done, you'll see it here incomplete. Right? So why blow up the help desk? Like the whole community learns together. We're software people, folks. We know how to do this. We give updates every single day. We're very, very proud of it. And I think the reason why I brought this up, I'm even forgetting, was Yeah, that we're working hard on the software. I think I'm done. I forget that.
Awesome. I mean,
the slide here.
I think getting to see into your mind, because Mike has a complete map of what's going on in his head and how it all works together. And you're really getting to come in at such a choice spot right now. This is such, like David Mills says, a sweet spot. There's a reason why David and I are making such a big deal out of this. They're just days after accepting the $50 million profit award, we jump over to an entirely different platform. Why? Well, now you've seen the not just the road work that's been completed, and it's impressive. What's already done is staggering, but this mental map that Mike has of the future, the team he's put into place, the discipline with which he's done it, and you're getting to ride on the coattails of the $1 million investors, of the people in the real beta. You get like the ice cream beta. You're like, you get to come in and lick the ice cream cone and wave hi to everybody while everybody else did months of hard work for you.
I'm reading what they're saying, Mike. They absolutely loved it. Sherilyn says, Mike, feels same. The value you and your team here is beyond anything we could have expected, and I know that you have so much more to offer than that you'll be adding in the future. Thank you so much. Geez, wow, we're getting, somebody asked a question, what about traffic? We do have a company that's going to be launching with GrooveFunnels called GrooveAds.com. It'll be right in the interface. When you log in, you're going to see Groove Ads, GroovePay. We've decided, rather than going down the course route, we're going to provide services that will help you, like getting a merchant account better than anybody can provide you in the world at GroovePay.com. That's already live. GrooveAds.com. We're working with 2 people right now that have a current agency, and they are going to rename that agency Groove Ads and have made us a partner of it, because basically they're saying, what if I was able to get into the ClickFunnels interface and do all the ads for people? And the way that's going to work is, I want you to look at it as an employee, okay? For $2,500 a month, you can have an employee that does all of your, at the same time, your Facebook ads, your Google AdWords pay-per-click, and your YouTube ads. But you need to provide the funnel. Now, assuming you have a good product and you know how to get on camera and look good and actually be a good spokesperson for your company, and you say, will they also do the creative? For $5,000 a month, look at it as an employee, this team will not only do your ads and not only build your funnels, but they'll also write the sales copy, do your headlines and write your email copy, do your analytics and do everything. But I do want to point out, this is very, very important, that's the minimum that you pay, or 10% of your ad spend. Now, when you spend $150,000 a month in advertising like us, you don't do that because you're losing money. You do that because your $150,000 a month brings in $350,000 to $400,000 a month in revenue, or $250,000 to $300,000 a month in profit. Put a 1 in the chat if you get that. That spending money on advertising should never scare you, because you scale it because it's making money. Okay, so Groove Ads will work like this. $2,500 if you just want them to do your ads, or $5,000 a month. Look at it as an employee. They will do your funnels, design them, do your copy, add every pixel. They will write your email follow-up sequences, try this funnel as a tripwire, all those different things. They become a full service agency for $5,000 a month, or 10% of the ad spend. So if you're spending $40,000 a month in advertising, it's $5,000 a month. If you spend 60, it's 10,000. If you spend 150,000 like us, well, then they're 15,000 a month. I think that makes sense. I think everybody gets that. If you're doing 150,000 a month, it's like having an employee. You're making $300,000 to $400,000 a month in sales. They get a percentage of the ad spend. So GroovePages, look in the Facebook group. We're going to be announcing that next week, and we're going to be taking 10 beta testers that want to test that out with us. But yes, we will be providing that. As I said, we're going to be giving free education at Groove Academy. We're going to be giving you ways to get an agency to do your ads for you, full suite if you need them to do the creatives. We will help you get a merchant processing. We will have GrooveCon. We want to see you every year at the marketerscruise.com. Take your vacations with us. It's a great family. So I'm going to wrap this up. We're at 5:02. We are exactly 3 hours from the time that we started this webinar, about 2 minutes late.
You see how
So
passionate
folks,
Mike is about this. It's amazing. It's amazing. And
Mike,
people,
I've never seen less questions on a webinar than before. And so what that means is, being that we've been doing this now for 6 months in beta, we've gotten most of the bugs out and we've answered all the questions that usually we have every single question. They're just saying, holy cow, this is brilliant, love it,
yeah,
gotta have it. I'm even seeing it saying XYZ is in trouble. One person is asking, do they know that this is coming? I don't think so. If you go to GroovePages.com right now, it's just a PowerPoint slide. We've been hiding the demo from people. That's why the slide here said world premiere. The only way you know about what we have is you got to buy it. So remember, I made that. Right, yeah, I made that bold claim at the beginning, right? I said in 2 years from now, ClickFunnels is going to go the way of Lead Pages and Optimized Press. I'm not putting a target on their back. I'm just saying that. The innovator's dilemma says that you have to innovate. You have to be willing to put your own products out of business. ClickFunnels was a great product for 2013 and 2014. New technologies have come out. He was afraid to put the iPod out of business for an iPhone that also included an iPod. That with the amount of money that they made, they shouldn't have deprecated the mail software, Actionetics. They shouldn't have deprecated the backpack affiliate program. They said, we're going to focus on the page builder.
Both had horrible reputations, though. That was the one thing. I mean, I lost a whole major campaign with Ty Lopez to Actionetics.
They're not developers in their DNA. They're marketers. One of the partners is a developer. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they did a great thing.
And I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm just saying, instead of don't, put your money on us. I can promise you that when people see how that you can integrate your email, your mail, your membership, everything into one platform, and that it's easy to use, and we've got gorgeous high converting templates, and we're more affordable, and we're not looking to put you into the ascension models and different things like that I don't want a mastermind. I'd rather give you Groove ads. Why? Because it's advertising. And we'll teach you how to do it, but if you don't want to do it, and I understand that, sometimes you want to be the leader out there teaching people how to not get cancer. You don't want to learn how to do Facebook. I get that. But building your brand website, we're going to make that very, very easy for you. Selling your products will be very easy. Getting traffic, we'll provide the service. Need a merchant account, we'll provide the service. So that's it, folks. So I'm going to read this slide, and we have no more questions. And there's a countdown timer on that page. We're closing down this beta. We're launching in June. And I cannot be offering a lifetime option when I no longer need beta testers 2 days before we go live. I'm going to have the entire world saying they'll spite my offer. Why am I paying $99 for this? I just heard it was $497. I need to close this down and act like this never happened. And I need a couple of months to do that. So therefore, you go to onedaysale.com, the number one, as you see it there. You will get GroovePages for life. Never pay anything. I think we made that clear. Every update, every upgrade, everything to GroovePages, one payment of $497. If you love the fact that we're going to have the GrooveFunnels suite, which is currently called Groove Apps, but we're changing that to GrooveFunnels, that will be GroovePages, GrooveSell, Groove Affiliate, Groove Mail, Webinar Groove for live webinars, Webinar Groove for automated webinars, Groove Member, which I don't even have here. It's going live, by the way, with GrooveFunnels in June. Groove Member, Groove Video, throwing in our e-commerce platform, which is separate, which is $99 a month. We're giving you that today. You get a store for GrooveKart and the other product that we purchased called Review Trust. You will get lifetime access to all of those different things. You don't have to pay anything additional today. Nothing additional today. You pay $497 today, and then click the button, and then in 30 days we'll bill you $497, and in 60 days you will pay the last payment you will ever make to us, pretty much ever again. I don't know that I might have a partner in something weird, and obviously it's not the Marketer's Cruise, so asterisk, but in the terms of GrooveFunnels, you will never make any other payment available to us again. All upgrades will be free. You'll be a hugged charter member. We appreciate the help that you're doing this. The truth is, I was closing this thing down. Mike saw it when I was doing a demo for Jeff Walker.
Yep.
At at Rich Sheffrin's event, and he said, "Can I show this to my list?" And I said, "Yeah, in June." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because it's not ready." "Well, then what are you showing me?" I said, "Blah, blah, blah." "Well, I heard you talking to Joe about customers." "Well, yeah, we had a lifetime access program, but it's sold out. We're taking it off the market." It says, if you go to groovepages.com, just so you see, groovepages.com, it says, "Sorry, too late," and it redirects. So we're done. We're not taking anybody anymore. I don't want to lie to you here, folks, in any way, shape, or form. Mike is going to want to put a replay out, I'm sure, and so do I, for those of you that registered and missed. And I'm looking for this page here. Let me go here to One Day Sale. There is a countdown timer on this page when you go to onedaysale.com. Okay, and that countdown timer is guaranteed until midnight tonight for the next few hours. Mike will probably twist my arm and get a replay up until Sunday. So I'm not going to BS you. I'm not going to say that if you don't buy during this webinar, it's going to be gone for good. But I will tell you this, likely by Sunday at midnight, I'm going to let the last few sales come in. I'll probably wait till 1 in the morning for that person that's sitting there typing in nervous that the page is going to redirect on them. And then we're going to shut this thing down because I'm getting ready to announce this to the world, and June is right around the block. So after that, it will say, "Sorry, too late, and please come back in June at $99 a month." If you cannot make this payment by the weekend, go to support.grooveapps. Yeah, we will see what we can do. We understand you may have money coming in, you get paid once a month, you're waiting on an affiliate check. We get that. We're here to help you. I don't believe in these, these urgencies and scarcities that are going to be mean to you. You sat here for 3 hours. I appreciate you. Thank you. We love you, and we want to thank you. If you want to work with us, we want to work with you. But
people are shouting you out big time. Like, people are shouting you out big time, and they should be. One more thing, my final word on this is, in Mike laying out the roadmap for everything he's doing with GrooveFunnels and everything that entails, you also got a master lesson from a guy who's done 27-figure launches. At this point, launches are hardwired into his DNA. You've seen how he runs his software business. I just want to give a tip of the cap to Mike, because I think this has been an absolutely incredible event. I think we've already had a bunch of people jump in. This is a steal. The deal on this is beyond belief. This is your now. This is your future.
Go to www.onedaysale.com. I want to thank everybody for making it on the webinar. And as you see, we're going to be closing that down this weekend. Thanks. Take care, everybody.